Ladies and gentlemen, Crown of Thoughts, Andrew McEvoy.
What's up,
I said
guys?
it correctly.
Yep.
I said it correctly. We both ordered mozzarella sticks from different places, which is odd.
Coinky dink.
Yeah, and we were just talking about how toilet tissue covers your standard tissues and paper towels. There's no need to
Yeah.
buy extra versions of it. You already got
Do you
plenty.
feel like at this point, um, buying paper towels is like so boomer?
I don't know, but they're like fucking $8
Well, everything's just
or whatever they are now. I haven't bought them in so long.
everything's just like ridiculously expensive now
Yeah, yeah,
because of
it's insane.
lovely inflation.
They keep giving me like more money at work and it keeps meaning nothing. It's like, yeah, I've never seen it like this in my life. But there's an older guy I work with that said this happened once back in the day. And so like right now the where you work, they're like desperately trying to keep you there. And
No,
you
not
can almost kind of fuck off a little. And then but this older guy at work said when that happened, as soon as things got back to normal, those people remembered that shit, and their employees, you know what I mean, ultimately didn't get away with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say not only that, but like now you got the whole is your job doing the vaccine thing? They're trying to bribe you into, you know, oh well, we're giving away prizes and extra money an hour if you would just get your shot. Just
give me,
please get your
give me a
shot.
fucking banana sticker.
Yeah, so
Fuck your vaccine. I'm not
I'm not gonna
fucking
lie.
around with that topic, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah, I'm just
that.
gonna leave it at this. I got my first two shots, and now it's just getting weird because it's just like,
There's
oh
two of
well,
them.
oh my God, they want you to be on like your. See, the way it works is that like you were supposed to have your two boosters, or no, your first two shots. I mean, and then you're supposed to like keep going. They want you to get what they call boosters now after your um, first two shots. Now, like I got the first two shots, and then like I thought that was it, and then I found out, oh no, you gotta keep going. You gotta get boosters. So like I'm due for I guess what would be called. I thought it was just considered like the next shot, but they're like no, it's a booster, like your first booster in 6 months.
The
So
fuck does that mean, a booster? It's like just a.
like it just gives you a little bit more of the antibodies or
Oh
whatever.
my god. Fucking
Yeah.
ridiculous. And what, they got like 50 more coming?
Well, that's the joke. Yeah, you're gonna have to. It's gonna be like the flu
I
shot.
heard they make you sterile. Someone told me.
Sterile. I
Yeah,
don't know, man.
she's like, I wanted to get the vaccine, but I might want to have children. I heard that shit.
There's been a lot of different rumors. It's just you can't even like keep up with all of it. Some of them are like hilarious though.
Yeah, I
That
don't
they're just
really.
like there's no. Some of them it's like, well, shit, that could be true, and then there's others where it's like that just doesn't sound like there's any truth to it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't do the virus thing. I'm not into the virus. You know, fuck it.
I mean,
I never was. I never did do that shit.
it's a big topic. I mean, that's like what's you
It is.
know
It's like it's a
com-
big topic.
compelling our
No
society now.
shit. Yeah, it's insane. Now
Yeah,
the.
you're just like I don't really give a fuck what's big.
Well, it's going to affect me eventually because they are, like you said, the jobs are starting to um, get all fucked up about it, and I think at my work it's just postponed till they figure out
Yeah,
what the
so
law is saying
some
because
places are just like
they almost were saying I have to get a vaccine. Like right now, I have to wear a mask because I don't have a. Now I pretended I was vaccinated. I just walked
well,
around for like 2 weeks, and then they're like, they asked me. I'm like, I don't feel like you can ask me that. You could probably get into more trouble asking me that than just leaving me alone.
yeah.
But then I put one on, and now
Well, they want you to wear it anyway, even
I
if you
don't
are
wear. I wear it
vaccinated.
around my chin. But then they started saying like, So the people that are vaccinated don't need a mask, but now there's a
Yeah, I know.
rumor
I
that
hated when they changed that.
yeah, fuck. So if you're not wearing a mask, everyone's like that guy's fucking retarded.
It totally made me feel like I got played. I know. It's like, and they're
So
supposed
you
to.
can walk around without your mask, but now everyone's got some kind of judgment call
They're
to
supposed.
make. So it's like it's separate
Oh yeah,
segregating
it's been
the
like that the whole
workplace.
time. It's been it's been mask versus the maskless, and you know,
Or the mat
vaccinated versus the
the most
unvaccinated.
hardcore are the maskless masked. Like me, when you put it on your chin, it means that you're not going to wear the mask and you're not going to get the vaccine. Basically, the
Well,
mask, the chin strap mask.
there's a joke that I like to make where if you leave the mask like underneath, like just up on your chin or like over your mouth, but like underneath your nose, it's like you're in between. You're not like pro mask or anti mask, because if you're anti mask, you're just gonna say fuck this place and walk out and not even wear it.
You have trouble with decision making.
It's the libertarian way of saying like, well, I guess they're okay, but at the same time, do we like? I don't know. We're not all gonna die if we don't wear them.
There were this whole time that this has been going on, there's a lot of stores that would not make you wear it. It's just everyone wore one, but if you just walked in, you'd find that certain places didn't make you.
Yeah. Well,
You got a lot of looks from people, but it's like, dude, you you want me to feel guilty about walking in a store with my face? I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen.
yeah.
You can't tell me to cover my
Well,
face. It's my fucking face, man. Fuck you.
it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy how like in the beginning of it, they were like super enforcing it. They had like
Well,
guards at the
nobody knew at
door.
the time what it was.
Yeah, but I just think it's ironic how like in the beginning they had like guards and stuff making sure people went in with their masks on, and then that stopped, and then they're like, okay, employees are should encourage their customers to wear a mask, and then eventually they're like, man, they got tired of like getting bitched at and like punched in the face, and they're like, man, fuck this shit. I already don't
Well,
get paid enough,
the
you
people that
know.
work there didn't make that rule. They don't want to follow it. Dude, at Big Mouth Pizza right down the street, there's a sign on the door that says, "As of now, no mask, no face coverings allowed at any time upon entry." So no one's allowed to wear a mask
Yeah, I
there.
noticed there's like,
I'm pretty sure they got robbed by someone wearing a fucking
oh
mask because I don't know. I'm just saying their
yeah.
sign says absolutely no face coverings allowed upon entry.
Well, it's weird. There's like these you know, anti-mask conventions that are all like, oh, masks are not allowed here. I noticed there was a I don't know, like some kind of fest or something. I don't know. I forget what it was called, but it had like all those like like I guess bro rock bands or whatever you want to call them, like Five Finger Death Punch and like Trapped and shit like that. And they had like a big like patriotic looking thing on it that said like, oh, no masks are to be worn here, and
Oh
their
yeah.
communism. And
I went to a music festival and it was a 3 day festival and we didn't have to. I had to show I now I had to go take a test where they stuck this like thing up my nose and shit.
the COVID test.
And then I had to, they gave me a little piece of paper that says I don't have it. And then I had to show them that. But then I was in the festival for 3 days straight, and there's thousands of people with no mask. And
Yeah, it's weird.
I thought they were going to make us wear the mask. And I was like, it was like so sad. You know what I mean? This is fucking real life. I'm
Yeah,
not doing
honestly, I
that
would
shit.
feel I would feel weird about wearing a mask at a show,
It'd be
especially because
gay.
it's like, well, it's doesn't make any sense anyway. Because it's like they've said from the jump, like oh, wear a mask and social distance. Like you're at a concert around thousands of people. You're not socially distanced. So what so pretty much like if you're wearing the mask and you're all like standing together, does it really even make a difference?
If
Like
you really care that much, then just chain yourself to the basement and forget your whole life. But if your life means a little more to you than this fucking virus, then live your fucking life. Dude, what's that show you were talking about? That band that's that old school punk band.
uh
They were gonna be playing with was it the Germs?
oh no.
Circle
Yeah.
Jerks.
Dude, I missed that.
Circle Jerks,
I didn't
yeah.
make it to that. Cuz
Did
I
you
ended
have a
up
ticket?
no. They ended up selling out like a few days before. I was thinking about buying one and then I was just going to like call off of work or something because I didn't have any vacation time.
Oh
But
yeah.
it was too late. I wanted to
The old call off trick.
yeah. I didn't want to have to do that though.
I've done it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think everyone
I
has.
did it actually to go see High on Fire. I didn't have the appropriate vacation days and I just called off. I had
Yeah.
it planned ahead. But yeah, my buddy was talking about that. He said they had on the website, who was it? The Circle Jerks
It was Circle Jerks negative approach and
Adolescents?
I think originally it was adolescents but they dropped or something.
Oh
But
yeah.
municipal waste was also on there.
Oh yeah, they were replaced with them, I think.
I
Or they
think
were
it
already.
might have originally been those four, but yeah, one of the two.
Well, my buddy said on the when he went to buy the ticket, it said they have chairs set up and you have to wear a mask, so he didn't buy the ticket. And then he saw on YouTube none of that happened. They were just doing a normal show.
Well, yeah,
And he was pissed. He was like, I wanted to see the circle jerks, but I didn't want to sit in the fucking chair.
yeah,
But
in a
apparently it
chair.
just said that. They didn't
Fuck
really do
that.
it. I know it's not an opera. Nothing wrong with operas, I'm just saying.
And it's a fucking punk show. Like you're supposed to mosh at a punk show.
Yeah, just like if you're not gonna have the show, just say you're not gonna have the show. But but yeah, they didn't do that. I guess they said that on when you bought the ticket for disclaimer
Yeah,
reasons or whatever.
that's why I didn't want to do the whole like wear a mask at the show thing because like honestly, I don't know if I'd be able to mosh in a mask. That'd just be God. You lose your breath just half the time moshing
Well, that's the
regularly.
thing. That's the thing at work. Like I work physical labor, and it's like you there's nobody
Oh, it
around
gets
me.
terrible. Yeah.
There's no one around me for like
If you're
ever.
doing a real physical job and you got to keep that fucking mask up all day, it's annoying.
It's not gonna happen. I don't wear it properly. I don't wear it around my face. I
Yeah.
just kind of have it hang down. If someone really cares, they can approach me and give me a good talking to, or they can stay away. One of those two.
Yeah, I know. I get it's like their job and they're like kind of supposed to enforce it, but like it's just so annoying when you have that one little like princess that's like, "Oh, could you keep it up above your nose?" It's just like fuck off. Like
Yeah, I've had a couple of those at work. Motion to me, motioning to me to put it above my face, and I'm like, "What the fuck, man? You put your
yeah.
fucking mask above your face. Put your mom above my face." I don't fucking know. But yeah, what were you doing today?
um well, it's funny. I almost forgot about this. I
Oh
so
yeah.
yeah. I kind of forgot because it's like such a random day. It's a Sunday after Christmas.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that originally.
So what I was gonna do was I still went to the gym, but I was gonna go to the gym with a friend I was planning to, who I've been going with lately, and like he was doing some shit. He was off digging a trench or something for his cousin, like all the way out in Maryland. He's like,
Digging a trench for his
I
cousin.
guess, yeah.
Did they kill somebody? Didn't ask.
I don't know. I didn't ask. He just Said he was busy doing that and couldn't make it out. So I was just like, okay, I guess we'll meet up tomorrow then. So yeah, but my timing is just like so bad. By the time like I remembered, like oh shit, we were supposed to go. I was gonna go do this. That's why I told you I was gonna be late because I wanted to get my workout in. And by the time I even, got my laundry done and left the house, it was already like 3:30. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I was kind of
And then
like
that's when
watching a
my
movie and
my anxiety started getting all bad and shit.
oh yeah.
And then I knew I was like, well, fuck. After this, I'm gonna be hungry, so I'm
Oh,
gonna
I
have to.
had to eat. So this guy arrived on the porch with the pizza guy that I had called,
Yeah,
and they're
like
like chilling
literally,
on my porch talking.
total coincidence. Well, we weren't really talking. We kind of just said hi to each other. We got there literally at the
They
same
gave each
minute.
other their whole life stories. It was like an hour and a half discussion. Wow. What'd you do yesterday for Christmas?
um, Went over to my uncle's house and we watched some. Well, we ate obviously, and yeah, that was pretty nice. And we watched some boxing matches.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like old ones or current ones?
Um, More current. Like it wasn't like live, like brand new. It was something like from a few months ago. We were watching the recap of the uh, Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder
Oh
um,
yeah,
fight number 3 pay-per-view.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was what'd you say that was recent?
Yeah, it was like I think back in October of this year or something.
Damn,
It was this
he's
year.
still fighting
Who?
Tyson?
No, not Mike Tyson. Tyson Fury.
Oh, like, oh okay. I don't know who that
No,
is.
he was
Tyson Fury.
no, he's a younger guy. British guy. Interestingly enough, he was born the same year that uh, Mike Tyson became champion or won one of those fights or something in '88, and his mom
Oh yeah.
named him after Mike Tyson. So that's why his name is
Interesting enough.
Tyson Fury. Yeah.
I wonder if he felt like as since a child he had to be a boxer to fulfill his name.
Well, his mom loved it. She loved boxing and Mike Tyson. That's why she named him Tyson. And then he got into it. So he just like it's one of those things you grew up around.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to watch boxing with my dad when I was younger. And if like professional wrestling was on, he's like, "No, this is sitcoms. This is a sitcom. It's not real fighting." And he'd put boxing on.
Like, oh, it's fake.
Like, yeah, yeah. But it's like it depends how you look at it. It's acrobatics.
Yeah.
It's not real fighting, I wouldn't say.
No,
It's like acrobatics and gymnastics and stuff.
it's a performance.
Yeah, it's a show. Yeah.
It's like it's not necessarily like scripted, but it's like you walk each other through the match, you know? Like you come up with what you're going to do.
Like choreography.
Yeah, it's kind of
It is its own art form anyway.
yeah,
That's
I was
kind
going to
of the
say it is
point.
kind of like an art form.
But to my dad, it was like that's not real fighting, you know. So, but
I mean, it's interesting how like
boxing's more interesting than fucking like the UFC and the MMA because those matches are so short
yeah.
and there's no like boxing. You can, you know what I mean. You can sit there.
When you're a kid, you like to think that wrestling is real.
Oh
But then
yeah,
the older you get, the more you just realize and you just get less and less into it.
yeah. Like a lot of things.
I went through a wrestling phase. I still like to watch it every once in a while, but sometimes I'm kind of just like, but it's not a real fight.
Well, there's fights you can see on YouTube that are just people like in their
I mean,
yards beating the shit
you
out of
get,
each other.
yeah, you get fucked up, dude. You can get pretty fucked up doing that shit, trying to,
Did
you
you
know,
ever see
pull
the
them stunt moves and stuff.
Did
But
you ever see the movie The Wrestler?
uh, no, I don't think I have.
That was a pretty good movie. It's got the guy. He's the cook in the movie Spawn. I'm sure he's been in other shit that's more popular.
Is that an older movie from like?
It's not super old. I saw it probably
I heard
a
about it.
year or two ago or something
Oh,
like that. The Wrestler. It was pretty cool. It was just this guy's life, and he was a wrestler. His life
yeah.
basically sucked. You know. Go get my water. Everybody, you may not realize, but for Christmas, this Christmas, I got Leslie, Aaron Kemper, official adoptive parent of Leslie the manatee. So that's what I got for Christmas.
Oh wow.
And if you guys have not put a lot of thought into the preservation of the manatee, I would encourage you to do so and to join the Save the Manatee Club. Andrew is back with us.
Hi. I was gone for so long.
Oh man.
I just went to take a big shit break.
So I saw there's some shows coming up and still some good shit out there. What's with the fucking it's the Skid Row Garage kind of like doing shows at another bar or something.
Yeah,
What's
he's
that
been
about?
doing it at two different places, but they're kind of the same. Well, one's a bar and the other one's the brewery. He's been doing it at Love Drafts Brewing Company in Mechanicsburg.
Okay.
That's one. I went there for one of the shows recently. I've been there twice since I was on last. I've been to two, or no, I've been to two shows. I mean,
Two shows there.
but the other place is a bar in Harrisburg called JB Love Drafts
Okay.
Micropub.
And they
I only
have
been there
a
once.
they have I'm to understand they have a Skid Row beer.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like a skid. It says Skid Row on the can. Some kind of
Yeah,
IPA or
yeah. He
something.
like I seen he like branded it or something.
I think I saw that. That's interesting.
I don't like I don't like that IPA shit. It's too citrusy.
Yeah.
Too
Yeah, it's a little
fruity.
bitter.
I don't like the fruity beers.
It's a little bitter for me, for my taste.
Yeah, I don't like that. But yeah, I'm probably gonna be I plan on quitting drinking.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
probably a very good idea. I'm attempting the same, honestly. I play this back, these videos, and I'm like, I drink a lot. You
Yeah.
know, like the thing about having a
Oh, what, you're
podcast,
drunk in your videos?
yeah, I'm drinking in like half of them. Like the thing about having a podcast is you can see what you're doing. Like you
Yeah.
look back at it, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, like I just get too I end up getting too carried away and doing more than necessary. Like I keep feeling like I need more and then I just end up feeling like shit. I just know if I stop I'll and keep, exercising and, make that a, going to the gym and stuff a lifestyle, then I'll feel a lot better.
Oh yeah.
Not only like with like physically, cause like I have like I just have like stomach issues, and like with that, and plus with my anxiety and stuff, and you know, it's like that's not the type of stuff that should define who you are. You know?
Fucking anxiety is like I have a lot of anxiety, and it's almost sometimes it's debilitating. You know, sometimes it's appropriate for the situation, um, but a lot of times I just think about random shit that's
Yeah,
not currently happening and get anxious about it for no reason.
I started taking some medication for it last year. Nothing big like Xanax or anything like that.
You know what it was called?
Yeah, it's called Buspirone.
Buspirone.
I get the, yeah, Buspar. That's kind of for short. That's kind of how you pronounce it. Buspirone.
Never heard of it. Is that an antidepressant or
No, it's just
anti-anxiety?
yeah. No, I was on antidepressants for quite a while, and I I regret taking them honestly.
What happened?
Well, like you get used to it for a while, but then like you know after you've been after you stop taking it, you realize like wow, that really just like fucked me up some days and just made me feel like strange.
Strange, like a
Yeah,
zombie,
well, it's
or
supposed to kind of. Some people say that, but it just like it's supposed to be like a mood stabilizer. But sometimes you feel like it just I don't know. It's like you just don't know. You don't know what you're feeling.
like in a fog, or
Kinda. It's really hard to describe. Some people say it just made them feel kind of like tired or like a zombie or just like I don't know all kinds of different shit.
I took them. I took antidepressants in high school. They gave me a bunch of different ones in high school. I was seeing a lot of therapists at the time, and counselors, and this and that and the other thing. And then like,
Can make it can make it hard to get a boner.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
well, the sale of antidepressants has just crashed
But it's
tremendously.
yeah.
If anyone's seen this episode,
Well, it's bad because like you got to wean yourself off of it or you can have a bad like reaction to it. But then
oh yeah,
if you do that and then you the worst part is trying to get back on it. Like it can really wire you up and make you like not be able to sleep and
do you have to go on it gradually as well?
kind of
They
yeah,
start you off at a smaller amount.
depending on how much you need.
I can't remember what the stuff is they gave me in high school, Selexia or something, and Wellbutrin, and then they did the Ritalin and the Adderall, which made me full of more anxiety and depression. Ritalin and Adderall as a kid,
Yeah.
but
Cuz I stopped taking it and then I don't know, I just last year I had a lot of shit going on and I was just feeling like super fucking depressed and I tried getting back on it and it just really fucked with me. I was like I can't do this.
didn't help.
No.
Did it ever help?
I mean, at first, yeah, it ended up helping at some point cuz you know how like with a lot of medications they say like oh, it it'll start to like take full effect after a certain
Like 2 weeks or
time,
yeah, yeah.
whatever.
Because I think when they had me on, I didn't in high school. I didn't notice any kind of change, and um, I have like mood issues and anger issues and stuff, and I was gonna see if that would help. You say it's not very useful for you.
Well, I guess it depends on what you take. I took sertraline, which is like an off-brand of Zoloft.
Okay,
Yeah.
Zoloft. I don't know the names of the stuff, anything like that.
Well, you're only supposed to like they say it's supposed to be for like depression and anxiety, like both. But like honestly, like I don't really I ended up realizing that like I don't think my depression is that bad. I think what's worse for me is my anxiety.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah.
you get a lot of racing thoughts in your head, about what's about to happen next.
Yeah,
Whereas depression would be like, I don't feel like getting out of bed,
yeah. Which I
shit like
know
that.
I get both.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah, I
like
mean,
fucking.
but a lot of it, I think, like what you're talking about, exercising and eating right and shit, that helps a lot.
It can,
People
yeah.
don't understand. Um,
No, yeah. I think if you're in the right mindset at the right time, a workout can really help with stuff like that.
and if you do cardio in the morning, you can feel energy like all day, and you think it like I did, and you think it would be like the opposite, like you'd get tired. But I used to,
Yeah,
and it was like a couple years ago. I did cardio 15 minutes every morning, 7 days a week,
yeah.
and I felt awesome.
I like to do half an hour, but I can only do so much because you know I got arthritis and sometimes my legs like lock up on me.
Yeah, I have my one knee's fucked up, and I have issues
That
with
actually
that.
happened to me today. I wasn't able to do as much as I wanted to do. I was like, fuck, I wanted to keep going, but I had to keep on taking a break.
And your standard is 30 minutes. You're saying,
Yeah. That's what me and my one friend who go to the gym, that's what we like to do.
and you still go to the Planet Fitness?
No, actually I go to Crunch now. I think it's way better.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because
There's
they have.
a lot more to do. A lot more equipment and stuff.
Yeah, because I went to Planet Fitness. I just don't like going to the gym. I like having like I built a gym in my house and I
I
used
know
it
you
for
and
a
I
period
we
of
went
time and I like that, but I don't like going to the gym. It's
you and
just
I we
weird.
went there that one time together.
Yeah, yeah. And it's not you really don't need that much equipment for your like
No, you
just
don't.
weights and an elliptical. You're pretty much covered.
But they got like a whole special area there at Crunch for boxing bags, and they got like a whole setup because they have special classes and stuff.
Oh, so they do. They have a lot more
Yeah, and
options.
like more stuff you can do for just aerobic activity.
Crunch has all the chicks apparently. That's what I hear.
Yeah, there's a lot more hotter chicks going in there, and it's
That
a different
Crunch
like.
is hopping compared to Planet Fitness.
Yeah,
You just pregame at Planet Fitness and then hit the Crunch.
yeah. Well, a lot of people do go from Planet Fitness to Crunch.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
gym hopping. No, someone told me that there's hotter chicks at the Crunch, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And I
yeah,
started going. There's the Crunch, and I was going to another store. You know what I mean? In that little strip mall thing.
yeah.
And there's all these hot chicks going in and out. I'm like, oh, that's what they weren't lying.
Oh, you thought they were going into the store?
They were all going into the Crunch,
Oh,
but
oh. What were you?
I don't like the gym. It's just like there's other people there. I think I think getting a workout is like something I don't like other people around when I do.
Yeah, I feel that way sometimes too, but sometimes you just gotta like not care what other people think, and you build confidence.
Yeah.
Because you gotta figure, like they're all there for the same thing. You know, and I feel like everybody gets a little self conscious, even if you wouldn't realize it.
Yeah, I imagine so. I mean, I guess it's like that's a lot of it. That's a lot of it. And I don't really like I just don't like it's like I guess I just don't like having people around that often to begin with.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't know,
I
man.
know
And
what
when
you're
I'm
talking about.
exercising, I just rather do it on my time, on my in my space, stuff like that. But I understand to a lot of people, it's like com camaraderie or whatever. They all
Yeah.
encourage each other and keep, to keep going farther. And people all have good attitudes
Yeah.
in there. Unless it's one of those where there's those giant dudes just slamming weights all over the ground.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's more of what crunch is like.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's more of a it's kind of more of a meathead gym, but at the same time it's not the worst. There's definitely I heard like Gold's Gym is definitely a meathead gym.
Yeah, I went to that one.
It's got a
I went
mixed
to that
crowd.
one too.
It's more of a crunch is more of like a younger
Yeah, Gold's
crowd.
Gym has like professional type people. They're doing weird exercises that only they would need to
I've
do
never
for
been to
whatever
one
reason.
before.
It's more like that, yeah.
But yeah, Planet Fitness is more of a
Anybody can go there. And,
I know that well, it's more of like an older crowd.
oh, you think, and that's why that
For the
it's like
most part, yeah. I mean, there's older people that go into crunch too, but
they're like, oh, I'm gonna try to keep fit now because as you get older, you know what I mean. You have to actually try. As a kid,
yeah,
you can do anything you want, and you're not. It don't matter.
yeah.
You need hobbies and projects when you get older too. That kind of thing.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, I don't really go. I don't exercise at all anymore, to be
So you got
honest.
your gym downstairs in the basement,
No, it's upstairs.
or
It's in
oh
the one
upstairs?
middle room. What happened to me is pinched. I got a pinched nerve in my neck and from the base of my skull the
Yeah.
whole way down my arm. It gets agitated, and I can't like really lift weights that well anymore. And then so one thing led to another. My diet went down the shitter.
Did you get that from working
Um,
out the pinched nerve?
yeah, yeah, I
Wow.
injured myself
Yeah, I heard you can
from
really get that
bad posture.
from working out. I thought I was gonna get it in my fucking leg today.
I was I was working out too hard, and because like anything I get into, I get obsessive about it. I was to the point where I was like, oh, I would get upset when I'd had to have to wait a day. You know how you wait in between
Oh yeah,
days?
I mean like rest days.
Yeah, I would get like,
Someone's car was going
yes,
off.
something going out there. I would get impatient and get upset during the rest days. Oh, it was to that
Oh
point.
yeah,
And so, and I started getting big,
because
but I wouldn't
sometimes.
stop lifting weights and I pinched my nerve in my neck. And it's like really, I went to physical therapy for like a year.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. And like, maybe I could slowly get back into it, but I just don't want to.
yeah,
I feel like I'll hurt it more. I could do other exercises, not involving my fucking neck. But like one thing led to another. My diet went down the shitter and all that. Once I stopped exercise, it's like a big package deal.
yeah. Believe me, my diet's not the best. I
We
need
were
to do
both just
something
eating
about that.
mozzarella sticks
Yeah, as you could probably already tell.
from Rutter's and Pizza Hut.
Yeah, so sometimes you just want that, something that's like real quick,
Yeah,
because you don't feel like making anything. I mean, a lot of people nowadays don't want to cook. That's a 21st century thing.
yeah, and like, cause I don't have a license right now, and I can go to the grocery store by foot because there's one close enough. But man, it's just I've been eating junk ever since I lost my license. Just nonstop fucking junk food.
Which one do? What grocery store do you walk to?
It's actually called Grocery Outlet, but it's
Oh,
like a
this
little
one.
bit up there. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
right over here. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can walk there, but I can only get a limited amount of stuff, and I have to walk it back home.
Yeah.
So I've been eating junk food.
God, that
Really,
must suck.
it's starting to make me not feel so
Do
good.
you have to take trips like almost every day?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
not trips to different places. Yeah, I walk somewhere like every day. It's really annoying.
That's the best
It's
part about having a car though, is that you can get all your groceries at once.
yeah, yeah,
But just
exactly.
like taking them inside is a pain in the ass then.
Oh, I know. You like pull the car back to the house, and it's like, and to get them in the car. I
Yeah,
usually what
honestly,
I do
dude.
is I don't care. I could have 10 bags. I take one trip, and I'll like be weaving them all the bags into my hand and curling it around, and then I just walk up, and no matter how many bags I take, one trip right up to the porch. Then I'll just drop
I
them all
try to
quick.
do that, but sometimes it's just like I just fucking can't do it. You can only fit so much in your hand. I
Like
just get that much stuff.
if you got drinks and stuff, but
And even I don't get as much as some people get.
my groceries are pretty damn cheap because I go to a discount grocery outlet. I'm one person. I'm just buying for one person, and so I can spend like $40 for the
Yeah.
week.
But yeah, I fucking dread grocery shopping. I hate it.
It's not fun. There's days when I'm in the mood. There's different moods, man. I have like,
I'm never in the mood. I just never, because the only time I have a chance to do it is on the weekends when I'm off, you know. And you didn't never want to make time beforehand to do it when you're working on second shift.
you can't really accomplish much. On so you could go before work. You could drive to the
I
grocery
could,
store,
yeah. I
drive
just
back,
don't.
unload the groceries, then go to work.
I just don't want to get up on time for it.
Yeah, but that's not. Yeah, that's exactly. That's not ideal. And then
And then on
so
your days off, it's like you don't feel like doing shit.
yeah, you don't want to do anything on your day off. That happens to me a lot. Like I just put shit off like that. But I will
And
be
it's
in.
like you said, like you said with going to the gym, I just don't like being around a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, there's days when
And
I don't want.
people just get in your way, and I'm not patient, you know.
I just get in moods where I don't want to face the outside world that day. I just rather, not talk to nobody, you know, do my own thing.
Yeah,
And then I have all kinds of there's like two of me and they battle each other back and forth
yeah.
because I'll be super, uh, I'll be one way one time and another way the next. But a lot of the time, if I don't get time to just be alone in the house, like at some point in time, I get irritable.
Yeah.
You know, like right now, you're pissing me off, man. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, you can't be cooped up in the house for too long.
Yeah,
You
no, and
just
then and
lose
then
your
you got to
mind.
get out.
That's what I learned with that whole stupid fucking quarantine thing. I was like, I can't stay in that long. Like,
No, no, you got to get out. Well, and you got to have both. But you keep bringing up this quarantine, and I don't. Was there a law? Like we talked about this
I
last
mean,
time you were on.
it wasn't really a law. It was just
Oh,
like,
okay.
I
That's why I always tell people
mean,
I
it
don't
was all
remember a
over the place.
quarantine.
People were like, oh,
Wasn't a real law
you
though.
should stay inside and, you know, don't see anybody because they might have COVID, you know?
Okay, okay. I know what you mean then. Yeah, but I keep thinking when people say that there was a law passed with a curfew, and I don't remember that if that did happen.
No.
Yeah, so quarantine that was a
They
suggestion.
made it seem like that. I mean, like, hell, they closed down a bunch of fucking places.
Yeah, a little bit on the ridiculous side. I'll grab myself a little bit on the ridiculous side. Andrew McEvoy show. Solo show.
Just me now.
And I'm back. Another Pepsi. I'm consuming
That was
so
a
much
long
fucking
shit break.
sugar right now.
You what?
I'm consuming so much sugar. Let me count this shit up. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I didn't know it was like that. I don't normally drink this shit. We're looking at like 140 grams of sugar between the both of these. That's insane, dude.
It's only
Soda has that much sugar?
It's only 55 milligrams of sodium though. That's interesting. Normally that shit's packed with sodium, like hundreds.
Well, too much sodium would be bad for you.
Uh,
70 fucking milligrams
too
of
much sugar is too.
sugar. That is, I almost don't want to drink it now. I had these Pepsis in the fridge, and I don't normally drink Pepsi, and it's just weird to me looking at that label. So your average your average female um, daily diet of sugar is like 20 grams, and for a male is like 30 grams. I don't know why. I just read that.
Wait, how much for a woman?
20 grams, and for a man 30. Let's just say 30 grams for both.
Hmm.
So 30 grams of sugar. That's your daily limit. This is fucking 70.
Yeah.
And you really don't need any sugar. I'm just saying.
Good luck with that. Yeah, I would think I eat way too much sugar because I eat a lot of bread, which has like carbs in it, and all
Yeah.
that turns into sugar, which turns into fat, you know. And along
Yeah.
with everything else, I ate a lot of cereal that has a lot of sugar in it.
I know cereal is what ruined my whole diet.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because I was doing the strictly meat and vegetables, and then my only carbs would be oatmeal and rice. And some vegetables have a little bit of carbs. But anyway,
Well, you could
I
just
ate
eat,
cereal, and that killed it.
you could just eat like healthy cereals.
There's no such thing.
I mean, I guess, well, there's some that aren't as bad, I should say. If you're just eating like whole grains, stuff that's like, shredded wheat or corn flakes. But then half the time, the stuff that don't even have sugar in it tastes like shit.
Yeah, and you've got like chocolate fucking cereals and
It has like no flavor. Yeah.
Captain Crunch and all kinds of
See, that's my problem.
sugary goodness.
That's
And for me,
a lot of the
when I
shit
eat
I eat.
cereal, the whole box of cereal, that's one serving to me. I can't stop. If I pour a bowl of cereal, I will go till that box is gone.
It's addictive, yeah.
Oh yeah, there's no stopping me. Unless I'm really not that hungry, because that's a lot of food. It does make you sick sometimes if you're not on your A game with the cereal consumption.
I tried cutting back to just one bowl a day, but for a while my standard was 2 bowls a day.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
cereal. I used to do only the bacon and eggs for breakfast. Every breakfast, and it's so much more delicious. But the thing is, when you stop eating sugar, you get sick when you eat it. And then when you're like this, I wouldn't be able to drink this.
When you stop eating sugar, you get sick?
You'll get sick when you eat it again.
Oh, you
If
mean when
you've
you
been off
start
the
again?
sugar for a
Oh,
while. Yeah. Yeah. When you start eating it again, you'll get sick. Ish.
I feel like everything has a little bit of sugar in it. Like natural sugars. Nothing added. The problem is a lot of the stuff, drinks and stuff we eat and consume have a lot of added sugars to it.
Oh yeah. Yep. Added sugars. Like this.
Yeah.
This is sugar. That's all this thing is, ladies and gentlemen. And because it's a plastic bottle, it's gonna end up floating around with the manatees and Leslie, my manatee, my new manatee. So that's no good.
Where is she at?
It's actually
Or is it a he?
Leslie Blue Spring State Park, and this is a West Indian manatee. My mom got it for me. It's like an
Oh,
inside joke with the manatees and me.
oh, wait, like you don't have it as like a pet or?
No, you when it says you adopt a manatee, you're basically just giving them money and they take a manatee and name
Oh,
it and say that's yours.
oh, okay.
I
I
didn't
thought I
really
thought you were
adopt a
saying like you
manatee.
I thought you were saying you had it as like a pet or something.
I wish. I love manatees, man. They're awesome. And but I always wanted to have. So my end goal for life is to move to the country where no one's around and have an alpaca farm and live alone with the alpacas. That's
Oh
my
yeah.
ultimate goal in life once I'm done all the other shit.
Wait, what's an alpaca? You have to fill me in because I'm really
And
stupid with
an
animals.
alpaca is like a llama.
Oh,
Yeah, llama. An llama's kind of like a camel,
yeah.
but not really. An alpaca is the same thing, but more people raise alpacas than do they llamas. Especially around here, they actually have an alpaca show once a year at the York Fairgrounds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you can go see all the prized alpacas, and they'll do contests and shit.
I never go to the York Fair. I think I only ever went like twice or something.
I would just go with
The one year I went because we went to the gun show that's there.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they would have the gun show. The gun show is fucking awesome.
we bought a
You can get
lot
some
of
good deals.
yeah, we bought a lot of cool shit there.
I would eat the food like cuz they got the funnel cake stand and the this and that and the other thing, an ostrich
Yeah,
burger stand. So I'd bring money and just eat the food. And it's really for if you got kids, I think, the York Fair. Or if you are a
yeah,
kid.
yeah. I went there when I was younger. One time, I think I was in like middle school or something. We took a little field trip there and got on some rides.
In middle school.
Yeah,
I miss field trips, man.
I think it was like uh actually I think it was high school. I think it was in like ninth grade or
Oh
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember we went to the Holocaust Museum. We went to all kinds of crazy places. And for my senior trip, we went to New York City, and I got to watch the Phantom of the Opera on Broadway.
Oh, okay.
That was pretty fucking cool.
I never seen the movie, but I knew it was a an Iron Maiden song. I was actually listening to that record on the way over here, the
Oh
first
yeah,
Iron Maiden.
with
Yeah,
the Phantom of the Opera,
the song.
the one with the different singer,
Yeah.
the first one, this one.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, Paul Deanna.
oh man, where is that motherfucker? He looks like a punk rocker, basically.
Yeah, he did.
The fucking what's his name? Eddie?
What, the singer?
No, the mascot.
Oh no, the yeah, Eddie.
This one.
Yeah, I used to have a copy of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the original Iron Maiden album, and it has a different fucking singer
Yeah, he was on the
than all the rest of them.
first two. He was on that one and Killers, the second one.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, you know the one where Eddie's holding the axe up and
Okay,
he's
so
like
he was
holding
on
on to
two of
dude down on the ground. Yeah.
them. Iron Maiden's got a lot of fucking albums. I like them.
Oh yeah. At this point, it's probably like 30 some.
Yeah, they're insane. They're ridiculous.
Yeah, they're one of them bands that just never stopped.
They never really make anything bad either. They don't have a.
I don't know. I never really checked out any of their albums after like Power Slave, to be honest with you.
That's a good one.
Or
That's a good one.
actually no, like I did listen to Fear of the Dark and what was the one called? It was like Somewhere in Time.
Oh, that one's really good, man.
Yeah,
The I know what you mean, like he's on a spaceship almost, lost in time or something with
yeah.
time. Yeah, that one's really good.
And there was a much newer one that I listened to. Um, I think it was from like the '90s or something. It was called A Brave New World.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but
like
I'm no whiz on the Iron Maiden discography.
not me either. But
Just the
like
older
everything
shit.
they put out's good. Pretty much, it doesn't change a lot really. They just keep kind of going with it.
Yeah.
Shit, like now Judas Priest did a lot of changing. They've got like their rock and roll album and their metal album and their
Oh yeah.
whatever the fuck album.
Mhm.
Then we got Gigi Allen
Yeah,
back
he
here.
changed his sound quite a few times, but he never stopped being vulgar.
No, do you ever see him on? He was on a talk show. Oh my god, he said some fucked up shit.
Yeah, I've seen pretty much all the Gigi Allen stuff.
What a fucking nut job. And when I was in high school, I was like, fuck yeah, I got him. I'm talking about him because I'm looking at him right there.
Yeah, you got
But when I
the.
was younger, I loved him. And then I watched the fucking interviews, and I'm like, this is a terrible human being.
Oh yeah.
He's like not a good person at all.
Well, yeah. When you're a young punk and stuff, you think that's cool.
Yeah, you got a whole different outlook on life. Like I was all nihilistic
Yeah.
and shit. And then after a while, you're like, it's not working, man.
Well, yeah. When you're just like pissed off at everything.
Yeah, that's your problem if you're pissed off at everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, then you end up realizing that like, there's not much to this punk rock thing. It's you kind of gotta learn the ways of life if you want to survive.
They say a sign of intelligence is that you adapt to your surroundings quickly. And the overall message of punk rock is like, I hate this world, so fuck it, just gonna do whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like they always talk about the
Well,
things they don't like, but they never talk about their suggestions
the things
and
they
what
do
might
like.
what might be helpful to do instead.
Well, yeah.
It's like good, you know what I mean? You're not being very helpful.
Well, you kind of end up
Good music,
realizing
but
that mentality like works against you and it sets you up for
yeah,
failure.
it makes you tired after a while. You get real tired of feeling that way. It's
Yeah.
not a good feeling, really. It is when you're in high school. That's why I think punk rock's more of a younger guy type of thing. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I had to learn a lot of things the hard way, like like having a job and shit, if you don't hold a job, eventually, you're not going to have like, medical insurance and that's pretty important.
There's a lot of things that you're not gonna have if you don't fucking go get them. You gotta go get shit done. Like,
Yeah.
you really think you're gonna change the entire world to to fit the way you are? Like, get out there. Things are the way they are. Um, Whatever you plan to do about it, fine. But you know what I mean. Make like an actual plan. Do for first off, survive. Get a fucking job. Get a foothold, and then you might have shit like what you're talking about. Like I got a job, and that's like the only thing I've ever done that led me to be able to have all the shit I have. You know what I mean? It's not like I had to answer
Well,
a
yeah, like
fucking geometry question or
yeah,
something. But
there's things that you need, to survive.
and it's a lot less than you think. The shit you actually need, it's not very expensive. It's the shit you think you need to fucking make you broke.
Yeah, it's not a lot. I mean, like you need food, shelter, and it's good to have, you know, sucks that we need all these different insurances for things, like car insurance, medical insurance.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it does, but it's like me. I don't think that I should have to have car insurance. I don't think I should have to get my car inspected. I don't think I should need a registration for my car. I don't understand the reasoning. I don't think there should be curfew laws. I don't think there should be a fucking graduated tax system. I don't think you should get punished for working overtime. But that's the way it is, and if I don't adapt to that, what the fuck am I doing? You
Get
know what I mean? I'm
what do you
making it hard for myself just to say it should be this way. Blah blah blah.
what do you mean by getting punished for working overtime?
Because if you work a lot of hours, they bump you up into the next tax bracket. So let's
Oh
say
yeah,
I
where
work
like where
60
like you get
hours.
taxed more.
Yeah, yeah. They'll tax
Oh
you
yeah.
more if you work like 60 hours than if you work 40. And it's like the same job. You're working the same fucking job.
Hmm.
So why don't they leave you alone? If you're working 60 hours, it's because you're not fucking rich. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's that, but it
Well,
just
yeah,
is
we
that
get
way.
we
That's,
get taxed on too much shit.
yeah, yeah. But I've learned in life, like I had my back to the wall, fists in the air, like my whole life. Fuck this and that. And it's like after a while, you might be right. You know what I mean? All the things you think, all the things you think, all the shit I think, it might be the correct way to look at things. It might be right, but it's not how it is.
Yeah.
And it's not helpful after a while. You just start tearing yourself apart till you finally realize, hey, why don't I look at the situation I got and adapt to it and go from there? So right now I have to realize that if I work 60 hours, they'll take more money out. I'll bump me up into the next tax bracket, so I'll work 50
Yeah.
or whatever. I adapt to the situation. Right now I'm not working any overtime because I'm fucking tired.
Yeah.
You said you're getting forced on the weekends,
Possibly. I don't
possibly.
know. I don't know. I had a coworker tell me that like it's not like they say it's mandatory, but he said that actually isn't. So you can like since it's overtime, you can call off and it won't count against you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'd check on that. But they're saying it's
Yeah.
it's like they're trying to make it mandatory without making it
Yeah, I don't know.
mandatory.
I don't I guess, yeah, like I don't know who to believe, but I
Because
figured he said he'd never got in trouble for it. He said he calls off like every fucking time.
he won't be there next time you're at work. He pointed out. Now,
No,
when we
he's
had
there.
mandatory stuff, because I've called off before when it was mandated.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I've already got something I was gonna do, so I'm not coming, and I got attendance points for that.
Oh yeah.
But where I work, you can get so many damn attendance points. Like, you really, if you get fired for attendance at my job, you really called off a lot.
Oh really?
Now, like places like Harley Davidson, you got like nothing. You got
Yeah.
like 3 points. If you're late like 3 times in a year, you're fired.
Hmm.
Something like that. But
Well, yeah, I heard like they're like with my job especially. I heard they're like being a lot less strict with that kind of stuff now because they don't want to get rid of people.
yeah, they're like that where I work.
They're
No
like
one's
that
working
too.
right now, so they're being a little more lenient.
Yeah.
And then you got employees trying to kind of get away with shit because they're like, they're never gonna fire me now. No
Yeah.
one wants to work here. We're already being worked to death.
Yeah.
If they lose me, blah 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 blah. So they're just like kind of. Some people are goofing off, and then there's people that they're at work. They're gonna
I
work.
guess some people say, if they ask them like, "Oh, you're going to be here tomorrow on Saturday?" They'll just be like, "Oh, yeah, sure, whatever." And then they don't show up. I figure as long as you don't go in on Monday and they're all like, "Oh, well, where were you on Saturday? You were supposed to be here." You know?
Be like, well, see where I'm at, you don't have to tell them. It's like you don't tell them why. You just call off,
Yeah.
and they got a point system. They don't want to know why, because everyone's lying. I was sick. It's like, yeah, you wanted to play video games all day.
So yeah, I feel that way sometimes when when people say they called off. I feel like I feel the same way because it's like people who are like a big part of your job. It's like if they call off, it kind of fucks you over because of that's extra work you got to do. So it's easy to feel like, oh man, that person's full of shit. You know?
Oh yeah, and then at the same time, if you do call off, you got to think, man, that really affects these other people. Like all day, their whole day's gonna
Oh
suck right
yeah,
now because I just called off, and it's kind of like,
and you lose money too. You end up
yeah.
feeling like shit because it's like, well, fuck, I'm supposed to be there, but I'm not. You
So
know?
you're like disappointing people and losing money, so you can't even enjoy your day off
Yeah.
from calling off.
Do you work a job like that where if someone calls off, it like really fucks you up?
If I call off, they have to shut a whole production line down. So it's a big deal if I call off.
Oh, are you serious?
They have to shut a whole fucking line down,
Damn.
and they don't. It's like I'm pretty sure they get really mad. They don't act like it. Like
Well, for
when
me,
I go
it's just
back,
like I just have less help.
it could be that too. It could be that too
But
with
at the
me. But
same
it's
time,
usually they
it's
gotta
like
shut a whole production line down.
whether it be that or if like if someone goes on vacation, which that doesn't count against them because it's their vacation.
Yeah, and then
But still, it's
you
like
gotta cover them or
they're out on vacation for like a week or two, and it's just like, oh, well, fuck, I'm gonna be stuck, doing this shit by myself with not much help for a long ass time.
and you just gotta go through it because there's no one's working right now.
Yeah,
But if people have vacation, do you have like a system where people can cover them
there should
by
be.
working when they
They
working
should.
their days off or something?
They're supposed to be. They should have a much better system on how they do things, like who can cover people, but they just don't have enough people.
Yeah,
Or they
yeah,
try to say
that's what's going
they
on with
try to
us.
say, oh no, well we got enough people for now, but clearly we need more people for those kinds of situations.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like we're doing the same kind of thing, and people are getting tired. Um, excuse me. There's people working every weekend, getting forced every weekend. They're straight up working on New Year's Day. Like
Yeah.
it's insane. This year we only got,
Even Christmas Day too, huh?
well, no, but
Well, a lot of places, in like retail, you gotta work holidays.
that's true. That's true. Like manufacturing jobs, you never have to work the holidays. It's other than what I'm saying now, shit
Yeah.
is getting nuts, man. They had someone come in and during their first 30 days, they called off 4 times.
Really? So that's like once every week.
Yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
they just stopped going there. They weren't fired. They just stopped going. That's crazy. If you call off
Yeah.
once in your first 90 days, you should be fired because like you're not
Yeah.
trustworthy at that point. That's how it used to be anyway.
Well,
Things are
a
different
lot of
now.
it's because
Back in the day, like you begged for a job and they had strict rules and you had to impress them.
well,
Now it's the opposite.
I feel like that every time I quit a job because then it's like, well, fuck, I need a job.
How many
You know,
jobs you quit, man?
a lot. I've been that person.
That you're the
Not gonna
job
lie.
hopper. Are you still working at the honey place?
No.
Oh, so this is another quit.
Well, no. I went back to an older job that I had that I wish I would have stayed at, but I'm trying to make it official now because I'm not a temp. I got hired, and I'm actually eligible for benefits like right away.
Oh, you got the health insurance and everything.
Yeah, I
That's
got
the
the
main.
thing
That's
in
the
the
main
mail
thing.
for it. the other day. Yeah.
That's the main thing to try to get. And it's like,
And my vacation benefits will be and like, paid days off and holidays will be I'll get all that in uh January. So,
yeah, I got 3 weeks about 3 weeks vacation every year now.
really? Is that cuz you've been there longer?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
cuz
Usually
pretty
get
much
2 weeks.
everywhere they start you off with 2 weeks. And then after you're there like 5 years, they give you
Yeah, that's what
3
happened. I
weeks.
was there 5 years. Now I get 3 weeks. And now, because I work that weird schedule, like one week it'll be Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the next week it'll just be Wednesday and Thursday. I burned all my vacations off on the short week, taking off Wednesday, Thursday. Like every other week, I had a whole
Yeah.
week off. It
I
was
was work
awesome, man.
I was working, yeah. I was working at a place that did that whole wacky schedule that you're talking about that you do. It's like the
Hmm.
2 on, 2 off, 3 on, 3 off,
Yeah,
like
shit
every
like
other
that.
weekend shit. And it was fucking 12-hour shifts.
Yep.
And I was just like, I can't fucking do this.
They're long. I do them. That's every day I work is a 12 hour. Yeah, they're long, but you get all them days off, so it's just a toss up whether what you feel comfortable doing.
Yeah, at least
12
you.
hours is a long time, but when every day you work is 12 hours, you get used to it, and then you have off a million days. And if that's your thing,
Yeah, at least you
do
don't
that.
have to do it like
I like
five
it.
days in a row.
Mm-mm. And I've done 12 hours 5 days in a row before. It's not very fun. You get home and you just, like the first night you get home and you almost stay up too late because you're like, I just got
Yeah,
home. By the end of it, you just get home and you're like, I'm fucking out. I'm taking a nap. Hope I don't wake up.
yeah. Oh, you mean instead of staying up because you don't have to work the next day?
Yeah, well, like for me, if I work 5 days in a row, 12 hours, by the time I hit day 3 or 4, I'm so tired that I can't do anything. All right, so when I work a 12-hour day, my issue when I get home is now I only have like 3 hours
Oh yeah,
to decompress, and then I got to go to bed. So I end up not sleeping as much because I stay up. But you work too many of them, you're
that's
tired
what.
as fuck.
That's why I don't do the fucking 12-hour shit. That's just too much, in my opinion.
You basically got time to watch a movie and go to bed.
Yeah, if that. Come home and listen to a couple albums.
Yeah, yeah, yep. That's it. That's all you got time for.
That's how I used to do it when I was a dishwasher. I was working double shifts, which ended up being like 12 hours.
So they're like 6 hour shifts.
Well, they call it a double because you went over the time that you would normally be there. But yeah, you'd end up working a 12-hour day. And I remember I'd just come home and I'd get my shower, and then I'd literally and I'd eat something. Then I'd lay down, and I'd have time for maybe like 2 albums, and then I'd be like, okay, I guess I'm gonna get like 6 hours of sleep because I need my time to get ready beforehand too.
Yeah, I
You
do
know.
too. Before going to bed, you mean?
Hmm.
Yeah, I got my little rituals and stuff.
No, no, no.
That's
Not only that, I mean,
before going to work.
before going to work.
Yeah, yeah. I need to, well, I can't now I wake up at 5 a.m. I don't got no
Yeah,
time before work, but on second shift, you're on second shift now?
yeah.
Yeah, on second shift I could get a lot of stuff. I could do a lot of shit before work.
Oh, cat's knocking into that
Fucking cat's
little chair
nuts, man.
thing. Yeah,
But it's like the 8 hour days, you have like 8 hours to chill when you get home.
yeah.
Basically, in like the 12-hour days you get home, it's like fuck. And so even though I have all these days off, I'm seriously thinking about going back to the old shit, the old 8 hours, 5 days a week.
Yeah. Here, can you pause that? Oh, bless you. I'll take a little break
Oh man. And we resume, but to you it was just a second probably.
with some beer.
Stella. Our, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. Fancy shit with their 11.2 fluid ounces. So they
Stella
got to be different.
Artois.
Yeah, 600 years of brewing heritage
Ripping us off at that point
with the.
8 ounces.
Well, think about 24 times point 0.8, and you've got yourself, like 20 ounces or some shit. Man.
Oh well. Beer is a beer.
Yeah,
And I had literally just said on here that I was gonna quit.
so did I. So did I. And I will. I will because watching these episodes makes me think a lot because I'm like seeing my behavior.
Yeah.
And that's actually basically the reason I started doing it because I was just talking to myself, but I was
Yeah.
like, I'm trying to observe my behavior and figure out how to. There's a difference between like improving yourself and pretending to change or something. I don't know how
Yeah.
to put it. There's a difference between wanting to do something and trying not to do something.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Or it's like you want to do something, but it's all in the effort you put in to change. You know.
Yeah, if you're not putting any effort in, nothing's gonna happen. It's like, and that's what I think when we were talking about the gym. The reason I think working out a lot is so helpful is because it's the simplest way to start learning how to solve basic life problems.
Yeah.
Because when you work out, you get the result of your effort is 100% exact. So if you realize, oh, I did this for this amount of time and then this happened, then when you have a normal life problem, you could apply that. And it
Yeah.
kind of works the same way.
And then working out becomes addictive. It's a good addiction. You know.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that addiction. Unless you get a pinched nerve in your neck.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You don't want to overdo anything.
That was my problem.
I got the same problem with that too. Like today, I wanted to do a certain amount on the treadmill, but I was fucking up my legs. I was like, I need to stop, or I'm gonna fucking fall and hurt myself. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, fucking. And then like if you overdo it, you'll wake up and you try to get out of bed and your legs will be like all fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. Your legs won't be thanking you the next day. You'll be in a lot of pain.
And it's always the next day. I don't know why. Like if you hurt your back, you'll know you hurt your back, but then you wake up the next day and can't even get out of bed. That happened
Yeah.
to me. I threw my back out a bunch of times.
Or it's better to like, if you're getting sore and you're having pain, take a break and give your muscles a chance to open back up, and then go back to it once you feel better. Just do it in increments.
Yeah. And not when you're stiff. You gotta loosen up the
Yeah.
muscles first.
Yeah, stiffness is the word I was looking for.
The guy also told me in physical therapy that my overall posture is not good and I'm in a natural state of stress. Like
Yeah.
he said, like around here where I hurt myself, he said it's naturally being tense. And I'm in like a natural state of stress at all times. And I remember him trying to tell me, release the tension. And I'm like, I am. Like, I
Yeah.
don't even realize. And so that was
Yeah, I think
interesting.
I have bad posture too because I'll just be like sitting on my bed playing video games or something, and after a while, just from like trying to keep my back up straight, it'll just like start to hurt, especially like on my shoulders. Because I try to like work my shoulders out a lot.
Yeah, you play video games.
Yeah. Or whenever
Like
I
new shit.
whenever I do. No, not a
Oh,
lot.
no, you're not a gamer,
Not a lot
really.
of new stuff.
Yeah. I don't know how to talk to gamers because I know nothing about, like, there's some at work and I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
And there's literally like the most popular YouTube videos are people playing video games while talking.
Yeah.
Like these are like the most popular videos on YouTube are that.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Like a
What is that?
gameplay walkthrough. Or
Yeah, and they're talking.
well, you know what else they do? Sometimes it's not they're not talking while they play the game. It's pre-recorded of them playing the game and they talk through and explain what they did, but as if like they're playing it while they're talking to you,
Is
you
it
know?
so people can figure out?
Unless it's like something live. If it's a live thing, then yeah, they're talking to you while they're playing it, but that's probably because they're so good at it that they don't really have to have much focus.
And they're kind of helping people out. Like this is what I did to beat it, or because I swear some of them they're just playing a game and talking. And I don't get. I guess when you're a gamer, you enter a whole new realm of
Yeah.
possibilities.
Yeah.
It takes too much commitment now to be a gamer because these video games, it's like 2 hours of learning the controls, and then it's like the next 2 years of your life inside this little fantasy realm where you used to just be Mario, like hopping around shit.
Yeah.
And so I can't keep up with with video games.
I like some newer games like I think the best one that's out right now is Red Dead Redemption 2.
I played the
Cuz
first one.
I love the old western shit. Yeah.
I
First
played the
one was
first
good
one. I
too.
had it, yeah. And I think I saw someone play that one, and you do live like a whole nother life inside of the game, and in
Hmm.
the game you can play games,
It's a lot more
and
detailed. It's a lot more realistic.
like he went and gambled for a while, and you can play all these little miniature games. You can just sit there and gamble for hours,
Yeah.
and
Uh,
then leave the place. So it's like the character that you're playing in the game, you're living his whole life.
do you remember a game back from during the PlayStation 2 era? It was called a Gun.
No,
It was a western. They only made one game.
just gone.
Yeah, it was called Gun. But it was so cool. I
Yeah.
loved it. It was like now at that same time there was another game called it was called Red Dead Revolver. And
I think I played that.
made by the it was made by Rockstar, and
Yeah,
that's where they
I
say it
played that.
originated. And they say that Red Dead Redemption was based off and influenced from that. But in my opinion, I think that Red Dead Redemption was more influenced from Gun. You
Oh
should
yeah,
look at
Gun
it.
was out first.
Well, they came out around the same time. In fact, actually, I think Red Dead Revolver might have came out like a year before or something. But yeah, definitely look that up sometime because that was one of my favorite games. Uh, growing
Gun.
up.
Now, what was on the cover? Did it have like a skull
Yeah, it was a skull
with a
with
gun?
two
Gun.
guns. Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking
Oh,
about.
you remember? Yeah, it was everywhere at the time when it
I see
first
it in
came
my
out.
head. I just didn't know for sure if that's what you were talking about.
And then Red Dead Revolver was like a picture of the cowboy.
Yeah.
He was like
Yeah.
quick drawing.
Yep. And then so what are you saying now? There's Red Dead Redemption and there's what was it? Revolver.
Red Dead Revolver, yeah.
So are they both the same? Are they like the same story?
No, not the same story, just made by the same people.
Okay, so it's not a coincidence.
No. No, completely different
Those games are a little older
game.
though, because I remember those.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they were from the PS2 era.
Yeah.
PS2 and original Xbox,
So I had PS2 games.
GameCube. I had all those consoles and I played it, beat it on all the difficulties on all the systems.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I beat Gun probably like 20 times.
And that was Rockstar.
No, actually, Gun what uh different brand A different company, I should say. It was Activision and Neversoft
Okay,
when they were
okay.
still around.
Activision was around with like Super Nintendo games
Same, yeah,
and stuff like that.
same people who made the Tony Hawk games.
Activision,
Yeah, Activision and Neversoft.
they're like a conglomerate. They're like together.
Yeah, well, they were. I think Activision's still around doing shit though. I know Neversoft hasn't been around for years.
Neversoft. And Sega now is just a game thing like Activision. Like Sega doesn't make systems anymore,
No.
but they make games still.
Yeah, I guess they're like a company that's still doing shit, but like they haven't made a console since the Sega Dreamcast.
Yeah, and I had one and I liked it.
I never owned one.
I liked it, and
I
it and
played
it
one
went.
before though.
The Dreamcast went bankrupt, so you can't like really buy them. And someone stole mine, and I had the Echo the Dolphin, the Sonic the Hedgehog, all kinds of cool games. And on the Dreamcast, there was like a cartridge inside the controller. You took the cartridge out, and that had a game on it. You played it,
Yeah,
and you could level up on that little cartridge thing. You could walk around with it in your pocket and level up your little character. And then when you put it back in the controller and play it on the console, your character is leveled up.
yeah. You
And that
remember?
was kind of
Do you remember way back on the original, on the original Nintendo? They had um they had that like arcade rifle for that one hunting game. I don't know what the game was called, but they had something like
the
that for.
original Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo
No,
Entertainment
I don't
System.
remember that.
Mm.
I had the Zapper, but you're saying a hunting rifle.
It was kind of like that. Yeah, it was like arcade designed.
No, I don't remember that. But they probably, because on the original Nintendo, they try to do a lot of different gadgets like that. They had the Power Glove, and I remember they had this. It was almost like a twister board, like a little tarp thing, and it had sensors.
Yeah.
And you'd hook it, and it covered like a good bit of the floor, and you'd hook that up to your regular Nintendo,
Hmm.
the original NES, and you would run and hop on it, and it would be like an Olympic character jumping over hurdles
Yeah.
and stuff. Anyway, so that was like a big deal for one game, and the Nintendo tried to do a bunch of little things like that. So I imagine. And then the Super Nintendo came out. Then they got the Super Skip 6.
Yeah. Hey, you got a second one of those?
Oh yeah, yeah. Crushed it.
Grabbing another beer.
Crushed
I don't fuck around, man.
it.
And see, that's another one of my problems too. Is I need to learn to not use alcohol as a crutch for my anxiety.
Yeah, pretty
Same
much
same
every.
reason people smoke. You know.
Pretty much that's what people do it for. I mean, there's the people that are drinking because they're trying to enjoy the people. They're trying to cut loose and have some times around other people and party a little. And then there's the people that are just drinking for anxiety. And I hate to say it, but I think there's a lot more people that drink because of anxiety than are just having fun.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
it's more
it
than
all
people would think.
it all starts out as you want to have a good time, and you want to do it because they say it's bad.
Yeah, that's always a thing. Like if you tell me not to do something, I'm fucking doing it.
Especially when you're a young
I'm gonna
kid,
do it twice.
When you're in health class and they try to tell you, "Oh, don't drink or smoke or do drugs, kids." Well, what do you think the kids are gonna want to do then?
Yeah, and they don't tell it right. If they're like it's not fun once you head down that path. It's like Of course, it's fucking fun. Why do so
Yeah.
many people do it? What they should tell them is like, look, this stuff's awesome. It's fun. You're gonna have a blast, and then after a while, you're gonna start realizing you've put nothing into your life that means anything to you because you've just sat around and
Yeah.
you're not generally gonna be involved with meaningful things when you're on drugs, and you're gonna grow old real quick. And all of a sudden, you're gonna wake up one day and realize your life is not full of anything that means
Well,
anything,
you
and
could
you're gonna
give
be old.
yourself.
If you
Well,
tell kids that, that's the truth, and that'll make them think. You can't tell them just say no. It's like they're awesome. They're fun.
well,
You gotta
after
tell them what
yeah,
happens.
after a while, it starts to affect you. Depends on what you're doing it for. It can affect you health wise, physically and mentally. Like I'm starting to realize that like you're actually like I was never much of a social drinker. Like I like to
I
drink.
would be at the Skid Row.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I like to. I'm very much of an at-home drinker, but the problem with
Like
that,
George Thorogood,
but huh?
or who was it that I Drink Alone song? Is that George Thorogood?
Uh,
Anyway, sorry. Go
I'm
on.
not
Go on.
sure.
I'm gonna.
Um, but anyways, I found out that like that can just be really bad for you, like mentally. It can really just make you hate yourself and hate everything else around you.
Well, in general, if you're not doing what you want to be doing, that's how you're gonna start to feel.
Because you're not having like a positive
It depends. Like if
interaction
that's what you want to do, maybe it
around
don't
anybody.
bother you. But I think a lot of times people just they're not when they're
Well, a
doing.
lot of times I don't want to go out to the bar because it's like, especially by myself, because of the social anxiety.
Yeah, but what about the chicken strips?
The chicken
The
strips.
chicken strips and the fries,
I mean,
good
yeah,
shit.
going there is good for the food.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You walk in there and you feel like you're on, and you're just on. Everyone's looking at you.
Yeah, I'm one of those people.
I don't really get that way, but I
I'll walk
used
into
to
places by myself, whether it be like the bar or just a show,
just anywhere.
and it's just like I don't even know where to begin. I just square up. I'm just like I'm like, okay, here we are. What am I gonna encounter?
Dude, when I go into a show, I do that because I'm usually not going in with any of my friends, and I just like got my hands in my pockets, and I'm like this, and I'm just like I don't gotta talk to people. I'm just chill, man. I'm here for
Yeah,
the music, but it feels real weird. And then in between bands, like everyone's talking and shit, and I'm just sitting there like, yeah, I don't even want to talk to no one. But then there's like a 15-minute span
yeah,
but between the bands, and you're just standing there like an idiot. I know what you mean. I get a lot of more anxiety than really what I think. Now that you mention it, I get a little weird even just going up to the counter at the gas station. A little
yeah,
bit of like, oh, it's time, it's time. You know what I mean?
yeah. And then you get anxious with the whole like just driving long distance by yourself to the show.
I don't. That doesn't bother me. I like
Oh,
that.
really?
But yeah, if
But I think it's not just the driving so much as it's just like the whole event, the whole thing itself. Like
oh yeah, what time am I gonna
like
get there? Where am I
anything
gonna
could
park?
happen.
Yeah, exactly. Is it because if it's like Baltimore, it's like it's gonna be hard to park, and I don't want to get there late. I don't want to get there so early that I'm just standing around.
Yeah,
There's
like
so many
am I gonna
variables.
get lost? Am I gonna get in an accident? Am I gonna get into a fight? You know, like
Am I gonna get lost? Is probably the one that would cause the most anxiety.
and if you're not
I
particularly
get
used,
lost easy.
yeah, if you're not particularly used to or know where you're going, that can really do it too.
Yeah, because if it's a show, it's somewhere you don't generally drive every day.
Yeah.
Maybe you've been there before, but you ever seen Guar?
No.
I don't know where that came from. I was just thinking about there's the DVD of
Yeah, I
it,
know
man.
you're a big
Guar is
Gore guy.
fucking.
I told you I remember the first time you started talking to me about Guar. I told you that I never got into Guar, and you just looked at me and
What the fuck?
you were like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but if you've ever seen them in concert, which the singer died now, so I don't know what they're
Oh
like
yeah, I
now,
think I
but
heard about that.
if you would ever seen them in concert, you'd be like, holy shit.
Wasn't that just recently, like a few years ago that the
A
singer
few
died?
years ago, yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know how recent. Like
I
all the
don't mean
singers
like
of every band are fucking dying now.
yeah,
But yeah. But then they got two singers to replace them, and then I think now they're on to another one. I don't know. But I'm not interested in Guar after Odorous leaves, dies, quits. He's chugging
yeah.
that thing.
If you want to call it that.
You actually can't chug them because of the way the bottle is.
Yeah,
And you're missing zero point 0.8 ounces anyways, so that must mean it's a fancy sipping beer.
yeah.
I'm
You'll
tr-
have less alcohol content in your system driving home.
yeah. I'm trying to understand the reasoning behind the 11.2. It's almost like they're just saying the rules don't apply to us. We'll sell this fucker anyways with zero point 0.8 ounces missing.
I guess it's just the way the bottle's designed.
Yeah, I
It
think
could be
so.
that.
I think it's the design of the bottle. Because
Some
it's
of them are
it's a
like
good
that.
design because of the way it drinks.
Because that's weird. It looks like it's the same size as any other 12 ounce.
Yeah, but it has a little weird shape to it, and the shape
I think it's
kind of helps
because
you
like
sip it better
it
because you can't just sit
like
there.
it narrows down here
Yeah, yep.
towards the end, going up into the middle.
And the it's like their patented shape.
Hell,
Just
if it said it was 12 fluid ounces, you wouldn't even know the difference.
no, no, it don't make any difference. The hell were we talking about?
You could finish it like 30 seconds quicker than a full 12 ounce.
Yeah, but the I don't know this stuff. If they give it to you at the bar, they generally have one of these. I don't know what the fuck they're called. These weird glasses, like they put IPAs in them sometimes. It's got the wine glass shape, but it's a big glass.
Yeah.
I don't
Do
fucking
you
know.
um do you remember that I sent you both of the shows that I went to recently. The one was the Steel Nation.
Oh, I know them.
Yeah.
Steel
Yeah,
Nation,
they played
hardcore band.
yeah, they played at Love Drafts Brewery.
They're pretty good.
They played with Strength for a Reason, In Cold Blood, and
Strength for a reason. Yeah, because I
and
know they played with them. That's how I heard of them. I went to see
I
Strength for a
forget
reason.
I forget the other ones at the moment.
So those bands are still playing
But
together.
they all have like a an old school sound.
Yeah, I like that sound.
And then I went to the other show that I sent you was it was a death metal and hardcore show. It was Dying Fetus,
Oh shit.
Terror, and a couple others. I forget the names.
Dying Fetus is. I saw them with Hatebreed and Orange, Code Orange.
Yeah, but those are the main reasons why I went was because of I had never seen Terror or Dying Fetus before. Yeah, they put on a pretty
I've
good
seen
show.
Terra a number of times. He kind of just keeps telling everyone to stage dive. And then Dying Fetus is just like a big wall of sound,
Oh yeah,
just destroying you. Did you go to it?
which one?
The Dying Fetus.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah, I went to that one. And then Year of the Knife also played. Have
mm,
you heard of them?
yeah, they're great.
They're a newer hardcore band.
Yeah, they're awesome. Year of the Knife. That's a pretty good lineup.
Yeah, during their set there was like two fights. Two different fights. The first one the security like didn't break it up, but then when the second one happened, then that's when they decided to step in.
They're like, this shit ain't gonna stop happening.
Yeah.
During Year of the Knife,
Yeah.
two fights.
2 fights. Yep.
for with different people.
Uh, I think so.
It's fucking nuts.
I think the one
There'll
guy.
be your occasional fight at a hardcore show, like a legitimate fight.
I think after like it was funny after about this after the second fight, the vocalist was like, "Now come on, guys, we're here to have fun. Let's get it together here."
That's funny. They gotta say shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, he's just, I don't know, when I'd be in a band, I'd just be belligerent, like. But yeah, maybe he actually cared that much. It is, I don't know. I wasn't there. They could have been really ridiculous fights. I've
Yeah,
seen
it
that shit
was.
happen before at a show though, and everyone stops, and it's like we all wait for
Well,
them.
sometimes it's just like so instant and like what the fuck? It's just like you don't remember the whole thing.
Yeah, because there was at the sidebar, man, who was playing? It was like fucking Stout, I think, and people were just getting beat the fuck up, and the one guy had to be taken out on a stretcher.
Oh, really?
Like he got knocked the fuck out, and the band kept playing, and people were jumping over him, and he just lay there and didn't move. And after a while,
Wow.
the club owners like cut the music, and then they picked the guy up and sat him at the bar, and then he fell over again, and then they, because he fell over again, they're like, oh shit, and then said the ambulance came and took him on a stretcher, and then the bands kept playing. Pretty brutal.
Wow. Yeah.
Pretty brutal venue, the
There
sidebar.
was
Maybe they got more rules now, but shit.
and then during Dying Fetus, there was this guy. I guess he like stage dived off, and like not enough people catched him, and then he like his face just like planted right on the fucking
Oh
ground,
God.
and then yeah, he ended up like profusely bleeding out of his forehead. It got on the
Oh man.
pavement.
That happened to me. I jumped off stage once and everyone scattered like that.
Yeah,
And I smacked my tailbone on the fucking ground and I could barely get up. That's the worst because the guy, first of all, you're all excited. You're
yeah,
like, I'm gonna crowd surf, blah blah. Next thing you know, you're fucking have a severe injury.
yeah. That's why I never attempted to crowd surf because I never trusted anybody to catch my fat ass.
Yeah, no one can catch me. Maybe it was an inopportune time. I feel like certain people get like, I'm gonna be caught crowd surfing privileges. For instance, a hot chick, they'll make sure she gets to fucking crowd surf if it's the last thing they do.
Yeah.
Me, I'd jump out there and fall flat on my ass. Did this guy have to
Well,
go? Did he have to go sit in the corner or something and chill out, or he just got up and
I
was
get.
bleeding?
Yeah, he just got up and you saw he was like bleeding like a whole bunch out of his forehead, and they had to like take him away and I guess nurse him up and all that.
So they took him to. They
It
didn't
was one of
call.
those things where like you seen him, you seen the way he looked, and like what happened, and then they ended up taking him away, and then you just like never seen him after that.
So okay, yeah.
So it was like that happened, and then he was just like done.
Dying Fetus, though, you so what did you think? Because I saw them before and they're fucking amazing.
Not bad.
It's like three motherfuckers making that much noise,
Yeah,
dude. It's just a wall of
they were pretty
sound.
loud. Yeah, I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah, dude. Like when I seen them, and they were with some pretty good bands, and I still thought they were the best ones performing. Fucking awesome. I've seen Hatebreed so many goddamn times though,
Oh, really?
and they're
I haven't gotten to
I
see
like
them.
their first couple albums the best. But sometimes when you see the same band so many times, it like devalues it.
Yeah,
Because I've seen them so much.
like a lot of local bands.
Yeah, like Old Tigers would be at every
I was
show,
gonna say that.
and
Yeah,
it would be like every time I went out, I'd be seeing them.
yeah,
They're a great band though.
yeah. Not to like shit talk or
No, they're
anything.
like York, PA's primary hardcore band.
You mean primary punk band?
They're fucking hardcore punk.
Or yeah, whatever you want to say. Because remember, you had to teach me the difference between hardcore punk
And
and
hardcore.
like
I
hardcore metal.
I think it kind of depends on when you were born, because what they used to call hardcore like fucking the Germs and shit.
Oh
They used
yeah,
to call that
uh-huh.
hardcore.
Yeah, the Germs, even Black Flag. Hell, some
Yeah,
people even called the Misfits hardcore.
yeah. Well, the first album, which album is it? The one album almost sounds like one, but it's only one album. And
I
that
guess you
old
could.
shit, they used to call that hardcore, you know.
I think they called it.
So, and then when I was growing up, that I knew that as punk rock.
I th-
From my era when I was growing up, we looked at that as punk, and we had other shit we called hardcore.
I think hardcore still fit the description because it had like gang shouts in it and stuff.
What?
Uh, the the hardcore punk bands they had, like the Misfits. Pretty much every song has like a crowd of people going whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Oh, the gang shouts. That's what
yeah.
you mean. Oh man, those
And hell,
fucking gang
the
shouts.
Casualties do that too. So
I
you
never
could
had a word for that. My
what
whole life, I never had a word to describe that. What you're saying?
what gang shouts?
Gang shouts. Yeah. Yeah. There's those bands that have a lot of that in them.
Yeah,
The Misfits, their woes are a little excessive after a while.
yeah,
They could do a whole song with just woes.
yeah. That's how the Casualties are too. You could technically call them hardcore.
Yeah, but except for every fucking song, they're like we're punk rock.
Yeah.
Every song is like good. They're consistent. I'll say that they're
Well, they're
consistent
they're
as fuck.
very about the image.
Yeah, yeah, but they're not bad.
No, they're not. I've seen them twice.
I've seen them a number of times myself. I opened for them when I was in a punk band.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
So, when I was in high school or right out of high school, so that was a long time ago. If they're
So
still around now, then they're an old band.
so that Dying Fetus show was at the Reverb. I had to
Oh,
drive.
okay, the
I drove the
Reverb.
whole
That's a
way
good
there for
place.
that. I hate that drive though.
That's not the best drive.
Yeah.
Like Baltimore's a much easier drive. Cause I saw them at Baltimore Soundstage.
Well, I think Baltimore's
With
like that's like an hour drive,
yeah,
so it's like an extra 10 minutes.
but it's a straight shot. There's only one road you really turn on.
Yeah.
Getting to the Reverb's a little bit more annoying.
Well, the thing I hate about
And I don't recognize that area. I just plain
yeah,
recognize driving to Baltimore. I've done it so many times.
the thing I hate about Baltimore. See, I'm not familiar with Baltimore at all.
Oh
I
yeah,
only drove there by myself for a show once, and that was for the Melvins.
we talked about this. You saw the
Yeah,
Melvins.
the last episode. Yeah.
Yeah, we did. I forgot. That must have been awesome. Anyways,
Yeah.
but
No, it was. Yeah, that was the like I said. That was the loudest show I've been to, especially
the loudest.
when Red Cross played. Yes, my ears were blown out for like a whole week.
Who's the Red Cross?
Red
I've
Cross
never
is
heard of them.
they're a rock and roll band.
Oh yeah, cause like the Melvins could have any fucking band open for them from any
Yeah,
genre they want. They're like a band that has every genre compacted into one.
yeah, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they do whatever. They can get away with fucking anything. That's why I think they'd be cool to see. Um, some bands like I saw Primus. I think of them when I.
Still got that toilet paper? I gotta blow my nose.
Yeah, yeah, it's up there.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, they're doing and like as far as prescribing oxy, I think the doctors are not allowed to do it anymore except for like very specific things.
What oxycodone?
Yeah, because they were just prescribing it for anything, and it became this big issue.
Yeah.
Obviously, we went through it in the United States, And it just became this big fucking issue. And it's like, why are you guys still prescribing that stuff? So
Yeah.
they're not allowed to do that now. There's like guidelines, like real strict guidelines.
Yeah, I remember there was a girl I went to high school with. She abused oxycodone.
I've been to funerals, man. Not
Yeah,
for Oxycontin, for people that started on that and then would do the heroin with the fentanyl.
yeah.
Not for Oxycontin, but that's like it's not a good thing to give to a person.
No, you know what is good though that you should be able to get is medical morphine. That stuff
Medical
they,
morphine.
yeah, that
That
stuff
don't
they.
sound like something you should want.
Well, it's stuff they give you in the hospital. Like it's completely safe.
Well, just because they gave me that shit in the hospital and it was
Oh, did
awesome.
they? Yeah.
When I was in my car accident, they had morphine hooked up on a morphine drip. And every time I hit the button, it gave me more morphine. I was like a lab rat.
Yeah.
I loved it because every
Well,
time I hit the button, I fell asleep like
really?
instantly.
Well, apparently you can't get. It's not dangerous.
uh, don't
Like you can't
you
over.
can
You
you can
can't really. I see. I don't know. I've heard like
you
Nick.
can definitely overdose off of morphine if that's what you're saying.
No, I'm talking about not overdose.
Not at the hospital because they're gonna monitor.
Yeah. Uh huh. I'm talking about you can't really have like a bad reaction to it
Oh, you can't. Okay, I
because
see
it's
what you're saying.
medical, you know? Yeah, I didn't mean overdose.
Well, the
Technically,
thing with
technically you can overdose on anything,
yeah, yeah,
but I mean like it won't
you know what's in it.
kill you. I don't think.
Not at the hospital because they'll regulate. You can definitely die from morphine.
Yeah. Well, what's the difference between medical morphine and just regular morphine? I mean, like,
I
because they
don't
try to
know.
make it sound like all
I
special, like,
don't
oh,
know.
it's medical, man. Like,
That's like what was the original morphine? Not medical.
like,
No, what you know what
like
it?
weed and like, oh no, this is medical weed.
It's a bunch of bullshit. It's
Like,
all a bunch of bullshit. They just medical weed. What do you really fucking need weed for, man? Like, it's just.
well, I
I think
mean,
the whole medical thing is just. It's just a bunch of people trying to justify wanting weed.
I think if anything, all of it would be medical. There's not one that's not, and there's not one that is, unless you're like lacing it with other narcotics.
Well, the morphine thing originated from wars. From
Yeah.
war, they would give that to soldiers that got shot
Hmm.
or they have to amputate like an arm or leg or
Yeah.
something. That's where morphine originated
Yeah.
from war, I guess. Maybe they had it like for a long time. I'm not a fucking history scientist.
Yeah.
I
No, I mean you're right.
don't have all the facts. I know that they use morphine in wars for
Yeah.
painkillers. But yeah, so you've been going to fucking any shows coming up though?
Uh,
The new year. It's the day after fucking Christmas.
I don't know if I have anything planned, honestly.
I don't go. I haven't gone to a show. Just that Alabama, that Furnace Fest.
Like
It's like the only thing I've gone to in
I
a
went
while.
to those two shows like like back to back, like well not back to back like one the next day, but like a week apart. And I was kind of like, man, like you were saying when you went to that fest, I was like, I need a break from shows for a while.
Man, back in the day when we went to we went to whatever show was fucking playing. It didn't even matter
Oh yeah, I
who
know.
was fucking performing. It was like
Well, I like having someone to go to a show with, but I just haven't had anyone to go with. Everyone's just been too
I got
busy
like burned out from
doing
it.
other stuff,
I got real burned out, and it was around that time.
or they just don't want to go.
Yeah, I remember I kept saying like, don't. I was saying the same shit back then to you, like just because you're this age, blah blah blah, keep going to shows, and then I started
Yeah,
getting burnt out and tired from it, and I'm like,
yeah.
dude, was maybe my like cutoff was right around the corner of going to millions of shows, and I didn't want to admit it.
I miss
Who
us
the fuck
going to.
knows?
I miss us going to shows all the time.
It was
Honestly.
cool. It was like every weekend.
Yeah.
It was like, what band's playing? I don't know, but there's a band playing. All right,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
fucking see them. It
Or no, it would,
was
or it
constant.
would like it would be a show that I'd really want to go to. I'd be like, oh yeah, hey, that
That was
this,
a lot of it because you knew more of the local
yeah.
bands.
I'd be like, hey, these people are playing, and you wouldn't know who they were, but you'd be
Nah,
like, all right, let's go, and you'd check it out, and it'd be, half the sometimes you'd be like, well, I don't like these guys, but then some bands you'd be like, oh, those guys fucking kick ass. Thanks for taking me.
yeah, I just kind of like I- if I didn't back then the way I thought about it is I'm not doing anything else. I'll just go to
Well,
the show.
plus, like I was younger back then. I didn't have as
Thought
many
you were older back then, man.
responsibilities or
Fuck.
obligations.
Yeah, no, it was like one of those years for me, or however long it was, off and on. But it was like back. It was an interesting time for me. I was like in a transitioning between jobs and shit and all kinds of shit going on, and I just sometimes going to a show just kind of puts you in another it's escapism. You can just escape shit. And when you're
Yeah,
there, like nothing else matters. And it was really helpful to me because I just needed to forget
yeah.
about shit. And going to those shows did that for me. And I always get this like high off of going to a show.
Oh yeah.
It's exhilarating.
Especially like for me, it's like if I really like the bands and the crowd and everything like really kicked ass, and I actually had friends to go with, then yeah, it's a great fucking show, and it makes you want to keep going like every day, and it makes you not want to go back to work, and
Yeah. Yeah, man. Fucking.
but it
I
de-
couldn't recall all the shows we went to because we went to the local ones, but we also went to other shit.
oh, there was just
We
so
went to
many.
Baltimore for Napalm Death.
Yeah, we did.
Fucking Napalm Death was shit. I don't even remember the lineup. It was insane.
Yeah, it was like Napalm Death, Exodus. Or no, that was a different one. But I went there too for with some friends for Exodus. It was Exodus, Obituary, and Power Trip. But Power Trip did play that Napalm Death show too. Remember?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was cool. And you
They
said
played like right before, and then remember right before that there was some female fronted
Devourment?
death metal
No, no, no,
band.
not Devourment. Abnormality?
Yeah,
Is that the name?
yeah, uh-huh.
Abnormality? All right, all
I would have never guessed that.
right. I don't know why.
But
As
now
soon
that
as
you
you
say
said
it, I
that,
remember now.
I seen the band's logo. As soon as you said that, and I'm like, dude, you're gonna get it. Just keep thinking.
Yeah.
I never really listened to them. I just saw them at that show.
Yeah,
I've
they were
never actually heard
they
them.
were one of the bands that it was like they were kind of like that band Fallujah. Remember we saw
Oh
them
yeah, so what show was that we went to?
Black Dahlia Murder at the Champ.
Was that Shea Hulud there?
Who?
Shea Hulud. We saw them.
I don't know who you're talking about.
We saw them.
We
They
no.
might have
See
been
what happened was we ended up getting there late. Remember, and we missed Disentomb.
disentuned.
Yeah, that was another death metal band, like brutal death metal.
And we're now at the Baltimore show. You're talking about the
No, no, no.
Napalm
I'm
Death
I'm
one?
talking about the Champ
Oh, the champ.
when we
Okay, yeah,
saw
yeah.
Black Dahlia
Faluya
Murder.
and Black Dahlia.
Oh no, actually,
Faluha.
yeah. I guess however you say it.
I
I
don't know how to
think
say it.
there was another. I saw. I went to. I think we went to Soundstage too to see Black Dahlia Murder. Or were they? They played the Napalm Death show. I think
I've seen them a lot.
I've
I know
seen them
Pig
twice.
Destroyer was at the Napalm Death.
Oh
Pig
yeah, and Pig
Destroyer?
Destroyer. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the only time I've ever seen Pig Destroyer. And they're
I saw
You know
Pig.
what I mean? They're at least on the list of bands that would be cool. There's so many fucking bands you can't make a list.
I saw Pig Destroyer
But
twice.
oh yeah, they're fucking awesome.
I feel like once we start talking about music on here, like we could just keep going, and we
It's
don't
fucking,
we don't stop. With anything else, it's just like
yeah.
we're just kind of like yeah, yeah. Anything political, it's like we just get sick of talking about it and we slow down. But with music, it's just like I don't know. Even just talking about
Well, I
music,
can't even like these shows are like in the back of my memory and they're just popping up. I forgot about the champ. I
yeah.
know I seen Shea Halud there. Maybe I just went myself.
Honestly, man, I'm upset because um, the Chameleon's not around anymore, and that used to be such a close drive. Remember?
Yeah, and they're
And now you have to go to either Mechanicsburg or Reading or fucking Baltimore, and it's a pain in the ass.
what's
There's
in Mechanicsburg?
Love Draft Brewery.
Oh, I've never been there.
We'll have
So
to
that's Mechanicsburg.
we'll
I'll have
have to
to
go sometime.
go
Yeah,
there and see somebody.
yeah,
I wouldn't actually mind seeing old Tigers now because I haven't seen them in fucking forever. I haven't been involved
yeah,
with the local bands, the local scene. I was.
yeah. You were for a
Half
while.
my T-shirts are bands from around here.
Yeah,
So the Chameleon's gone. Are they? They're
I
gone. They're
guess.
done.
I
That's the
guess.
story. Because that's
It
only
would
like
be
45-minute drive.
30, like a
30-minute
30-minute
drive. Yeah,
drive.
it's even shorter than
I
that.
used to love that.
Yeah, I know. And it's like a lot of bands played there, man.
Yeah.
Like they got some pretty good
They used to
lineups.
have literally all the same kinds of shows that they had anywhere else at those further out places, and that place was just close, you know?
Yeah, and it was smaller, but they still had the name bands.
Like
They
that
still had the good lineups and
like
shit.
that drive was definitely a lot less stress than trying to drive out to like Baltimore or
Yeah, because the Chameleon, you could last minute decide to go there because it's close enough.
I haven't even tried driving out to Philly yet.
Fuck that. If
Yeah.
it better be a band that you really want to see.
Well, remember
Driving to Philly is a bitch.
remember I brought up to you about driving to I think it was either a show or This Is Hardcore in Philly, and you were like, "Man, fuck that drive. Too many." You were like, "Too many lanes."
I hate driving there. This is hardcore. Would be worth it though.
Yeah,
You ever watch the live shows on YouTube of
yeah,
that shit?
especially if you want to go to like a you know 2 or 3 of the dates. It's like a 3-day thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you can just get like a. It's extra money, but you can get a hotel room, and then you don't have to drive back and forth. Unless you're one of those people and doesn't mind
Hotel
driving
room.
that
Oh
much
yeah,
every
yeah, yeah.
day.
No, up there that's too much. Yeah, get a hotel room.
I think I'd rather do that. That would actually be cheaper than spending gas money on 6 hours driving for 3 days
Yeah, even if it was fucking cheaper to
to
drive
and
like that,
from.
I would not do it. I
Yeah,
hate it. But
that's
that'd
just
be
too
worth
much.
driving to Philly for, because there's like every single band you've ever heard of will play the same festival
Yeah,
for you, and it's hard. Like if you don't want to pick all 3 days, and you got to choose one or two, like the day you don't get to go, you're still gonna find like 5 bands you really want to see,
yeah.
even though you had to choose.
See, my thing with festivals, and this is the reason why I've never gone to festivals really, is that it'll be a 2 or 3 day thing, but all the bands that I want to see will be completely separated. There'll be like 2 bands the one
They do
day,
it on purpose.
2 bands the one day, and then 3 more bands on the last day.
I know, I hate it.
It can never just be all the bands that just the bands that I want to see be all on just one day. It's never like that.
That's why I like you might have gone to one of those with me. Damn, at the Reverb, the hardcore fest they have there every year. Or no, it is a couple
Uh,
days, isn't it? It used to just be one day.
they had a
What the fuck is it called? Like Cyclone?
holiday jam.
fucking
They just had a holiday jam that I was gonna go to,
a holiday jam. Oh, it's like that. Yeah.
but I decided not to because two of the bands that I wanted to see the most fucking dropped, and of course it was the old school ones,
And who was that?
Youth of Today and Killing Time,
Youth of Today.
especially Killing Time. I really wanted to see Killing Time, and I felt bad because I wasn't gonna go anyway. But then when I found out that they dropped, I was like, oh, well, shit. I guess I'm not missing anything.
Yeah, well, Youth of Today, like they're still alive. They're an old
Yeah,
band, aren't they?
apparently. That's the thing I
I
noticed.
don't know
Like,
how the vocalist would sound now.
all these legendary bands are coming back and saying, like, oh, yeah, we're hopping on this tour. And then they just fucking cancel anyway.
Yeah, you're saying Killing Time's the one that canceled,
Them and Youth of Today.
and Youth of
Youth of
Today.
Today canceled first. And
Both
then
old bands.
when Youth of Today canceled, I was like, oh, well, this show is already turning to shit. And then I was like, okay, well, at least there's still Killing Time on there. I'll go for them.
I saw the flyer for that. Yeah, okay.
And then, yeah, and then once I saw at the last minute that Killing Time dropped, I was like, oh, well, shit. I guess I'm
Now I
not,
saw it all filler.
I'm not missing anything now. I mean, unless you like, I saw Shattered Realm was playing too.
Shattered Realm.
Yeah, Shattered Realm.
Oh, they're fucking good, man. Honestly, I'm gonna have to
That's
pick them
that
above Youth of Today and Killing Time.
That's your opinion. No, I mean, I just haven't really listened to them much. I'm sure they're pretty good. They got that like heavy hate breed sound, don't they?
Yeah, Shattered Realm. They have like the vocals are almost like. Now, is this the right band I'm thinking of? Yeah, the vocals are almost death metal style to beat down hardcore
Yeah,
music.
they're from the '90s, aren't they? Because that's Joe
I,
Hardcore's band.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That they are, and shit. I don't know. I'm gonna say yeah, '90s probably.
Hmm.
He was doing his thing during that time, right?
Yeah,
It's on Gangland, man.
yeah, I
You ever
know.
see that episode?
Yep, the FSU guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It talks about the whole story
Did
of,
you see that
Joe Hardcore.
that thing about the FU the FSU guys? They that one guy was like coming out of the bathroom into the pit and he like thought he was getting punched, but he ended up like punching one of the FSU guys who was moshing, and then they ended up like killing the dude.
Oh yeah, that's what got them on the radar. That's
I
what.
think that's what gave them their reputation because they ended up fighting a dude who thought was being fought, but was just getting moshed into while he was coming out of the bathroom.
They overreacted,
And
just
they ended up
fucking,
fucking killing the dude.
because the way they would fight, they just clobber somebody, like five of them. I guess they kicked him too many times in the face, in the head and shit, and killed him.
Well, where did they
And he didn't do shit.
well did they originate from they're from Boston, aren't they? They were the Boston hardcore guys.
Not sure. I'm not sure really. I thought they were from around here.
Oh.
Well, around Pennsylvania, you always seen them
I don't know. I
at the
just know
shows, the FSU.
yeah, I just know I've seen documentaries on like Boston crew guys and they were just like fucking serious. Like they just beat the shit out of
They
people.
probably. It sounds like just imagining a Boston crew probably like beat the fuck out of people with combat boots on and shit.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I can picture it.
Boston got that reputation for being like dark and brutal.
Yeah, and they're a bunch of drunks,
And originally,
and they had a
New,
lot of the fucking.
remember originally the New York guys were like the top head guys who got the reputation for being the most like dark and brutal, but then like
The
Bo-
hardcore bands from New York.
yeah, and then but basically Boston in the '90s took that over
Oh yeah,
because New York like ruled the '80s.
yeah. Every hardcore band seems like they came from New York.
And then in the '90s, Boston pretty much just like took over and got that reputation for being like the serious straight edge guys who are like, oh, if you smoke a cigarette outside of the
And
show,
what
we'll
bands?
punch you in the
What
face.
bands would that be like? Like Blood for Blood and Dropkick Murphys and shit. Are
Well,
they Boston?
um, no, Dropkick Murphys are from Ireland.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they're from Boston.
You mean like they live in Boston now? Or
Dropkick Murphys.
I know they're in,
What about Blood for Blood? They're Boston, ain't it?
possibly. I'd have to look it up. I know Blood for Blood isn't. They're not straight edge though.
No, no, they're definitely
Yeah, Blood for
they're
Blood
the
is.
opposite of straight edge.
They're like sex, drugs, rock and roll.
Yeah, they are. They're that stuff. I'm just trying to think of Boston bands.
Um, Judge.
Judge, they're from
I think
Boston.
Judge is from Boston. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, because I know a lot of the New York bands. Obviously, everyone fucking knows
do you
the New
remember?
York
Do you remember
bands.
a punk band called Jerry's Kids?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're from Boston.
they are. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what about Murphy's Law, or do they just sound like they should be Boston?
Murphy's Law is from New York.
They're New York. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. They're New York. I'm just going back to that Dropkick Murphys
I have a
because I'll
friend.
bet you $10 they're from Boston.
I I have a friend who he basically grew up with the New York bands.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like the Agnostic Front
Yeah,
and
he
all
was
that
big
shit. Sick of it
friends.
all.
Yeah, he was big friends with Murphy's Law and the Cro-Mags.
Cro-Mags, yes.
Yeah.
Those bands, the ones that you think of. I don't know, like
I'm trying to think of some more Boston bands. SSD Control.
they're Boston.
Yeah.
What the fuck is? Oh, oh.
Yeah, SSD Control was one of those bands that like
D Beat. Is that what they are?
no. They were one of those bands that like started out as like hardcore punk and then ended up doing like thrash, kind of like
Okay.
DRI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exploited did that. They ended up doing almost a thrash sound.
They had a
You
thrash.
don't even think about it really when you think.
Exploited had a thrash record.
They started to go that kind of direction. More of a thrash mixed with punk
Yeah.
style. Exploited, and they even did what is it called? D beat. They
Yeah.
had that little of that
Yeah.
in there.
DB is like discharge.
That's where it comes from. Discharge beat. That's kind of
Yeah.
basically what they mean.
But you know what's
And every
fun?
one of those bands is totally copying them. They have their logo will be the Discharge logo
Oh yeah,
with a different name.
the font. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's so dumb.
They're basically like we exactly
It's
are
one of the
copying.
it's one of those
Very
genres.
weird genre.
Yeah. It's one of those genres where every band is just like a carbon fucking copy of
Oh
each
my
other.
god, especially with this particular genre. D beat. Oh dude, so let's break it down. Let's unpackage these genres. You want to do this?
Sure. What do you mean? Like
All right, all right, all right. Power metal. What is that? What does that involve?
power metal? That's like everything like it's about fantasy and like dragons and shit. Do you want to just go through and
We're gonna
explain
go
what the
through these
genres
fucking
are?
genres and tell people because they don't
Okay.
fucking know what we're talking about. D beat. Let's just
We'll
start with
probably
what we're talking about. D
pro-
beat is what?
we'll probably get some of those. We'll get those people who are like, "Oh, what are you a genre Nazi? It's just music."
Or we'll get people saying we're incorrect
Oh
with
yeah.
what we're saying.
Or the elitists, I'll be like, "No, it's not this. It's it's
So,
so and so and
well,
so."
some of these are new to me. Like DB is new to me. And in looking that up, I found mincecore. What the fuck is that?
Mincecore.
Mincecore.
Uh,
You ever
that's
heard of that
kind.
one?
Yeah,
You know what mincecore is?
yeah. Trust me, I've been through them all, dude.
Oh yeah.
Even if I never got like super into it, I'll probably
At
know
least
what you're
try to learn
talking
what
about.
it
Yeah,
is. So there's a genre called D beat, which there's a band just Discharge,
I think
and they started that genre.
I
There's
think
mincecore. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's
Mincecore is basically like here we go with the fucking cores,
we're going
like,
through the chorus. It's just gonna happen.
and it's funny because like
There's a
if
lot
you
of them.
look, it's a style of grindcore, Now, if you look at grindcore, I don't know where the fuck they put the core in there because grindcore doesn't sound anything like hardcore or like
Doesn't sound like it.
metalcore, deathcore.
I think of grindcore as like death metal done hardcore style,
Well, I
which
think
would be, it's a pretty big gap there between styles. So
I think the
that's
grindcore,
Napalm Death would be the one you say started
yeah,
grindcore.
I think they put the core in there because it had hardcore punk elements.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And really any core based genre still
Should
has
have
that
that.
has that punk element in
Should
there.
it should have some kind of that element. Yeah, you're
Because
right.
even if you're listening to deathcore, it's like you still have sections.
Breakdowns,
You have sections in certain songs that they're still doing like skate beats.
skate beats. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I know what you mean. Yeah,
like doom tap doom
yeah,
tap doom
yeah,
tap
yeah.
doom tap.
Skate beats.
And then you got the breakdown parts, which are more like beat down. Turn, turn, turn,
Yeah,
turn, turn,
where they
turn,
get
turn,
real
turn.
fucking hardcore.
Yeah,
But it's not. It's done a death metal style,
yeah.
so
It's
it's
the
called
and then
deathcore.
you got the
So now we got deathcore, we got grindcore, D beat, mincecore, and now here's one that I just heard of going to Skid Row a while back and seeing Police State. Power violence. What is power violence?
power violence is basically just like sped up hardcore punk.
Well, damn, that's pretty much is what it is.
It's it's punk with blast beats.
Dude, yeah, let's put like I'm sitting here like he'll never be able to explain.
No, no, stuff like that can simply be put
Hmm.
because it's just like yeah. And I mean what well let's look at hardcore punk. What's hardcore punk?
It's
It's
hardcore and punk.
it's well no, it's old punk rock sped up.
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah,
And then if you take what you taught me with regular hardcore, hardcore is basically it has the punk element, but it has the old like it started out with the old thrash metal influence.
yeah, and then a lot of the
And then over time, once you start getting into like the hate breed and stuff, it
and
got heavier.
that really has like a hardcore mixed with thrash metal element. When you get into those and the terrors and it even like straight up to the point where you got power trip, which is that's basically exactly what power trip is
See,
and shit like that.
I tried showing my dad all the heavy hardcore stuff that I told you. He said he just couldn't get into because it was too like he said it just sounded too much like modern metal.
I see that.
Yeah, well, he said he couldn't get into it because for that reason, but he said that he thinks the band that's responsible for inspiring all that stuff and hardcore like becoming its own initial thing is SOD.
I see that. Well, because when they dropped "Speak English or Die,"
Yeah,
that album was fucking crazy, man. And especially the first two tracks put together. There's the instrumental intro,
yeah.
and
It
then I
had
actually
that
have that motherfucker, and it's not that easy to find an original copy.
it had that heavy vibe to it.
Yeah, 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 and it has the intro, March of the SOD or something.
Yeah.
It has that hardcore sound. This motherfucker. Stormtroopers of Death, Speak English or Die. And it is, yeah, March of the SOD, Sergeant D and the SOD, and shit like that. And that's that band. Scott Ian's in that band, right?
Mhm.
Playing the guitar,
Yeah.
the guitarist of Anthrax. That was his first band, I guess, or that was the band before
Yeah, that
Anthrax.
was his first band. Danny Loker was in that band.
Who's that? Is
He
he?
was the bass player for Anthrax and
Oh, okay.
Brutal Truth.
Brutal Truth.
Yeah,
That's a heavy one.
that's grindcore. Now you were
So he
talking,
was in. That was a good array of bands for him.
yeah, you were talking about that weird like mincecore thing.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. There's like a
Uh,
that's the you've gone through too many cores once you get to
it's
that
like
one.
a style of grindcore, but it has more like
More punk style beats,
no, in fact the exact
more
opposite.
crust.
No, it's more it has more guttural, like
Vocals.
like brutal death metal like
Okay.
style to it. It's basically a style of grindcore that's like not political. It's yeah, it's basically like it's what I want to say. It's like the
A more like raw, simplistic.
it's more and it has more of like a noisy approach to it.
Yeah,
More like
that's
it's more like lo-fi. Kind of like
yeah. You're good with these descriptions,
honestly
man.
like
I see what that's a
I'm
good way to
trying.
put it.
I'm trying.
No
I
one
feel
really
like
knows for sure these what these genres mean.
it's like um if you took like lo-fi black metal, grindcore,
Okay,
and brutal death metal and put them in a blender.
and that's mince score.
Yeah.
Mince them.
Yeah.
So we got that, and then we got power violence and grindcore, and then deathcore we got, and then there's some other styles here. Well, let's just standardize it. This,
Can we just say metalcore is hardcore?
yeah, we'll just leave that as that. Like, I don't really enjoy that
Cuz
style so much
honestly,
anyway.
the term metalcore can go back to when hardcore started sounding metal.
Yeah, which you could fucking argue about that for forever. Well, let's just go to a standard, and this one will bring up enough fucking controversy in trying to define black metal. What do you
Oh
think?
god.
Your description. What is black
What
metal?
just plain black metal.
You're gonna go all over the place on this one.
Yeah. uh
This is a snob genre,
oh yeah.
black metal.
Um very religious. Or should I say anti-religious if you don't think Satanism counts as like a religion, even though it kind of is.
Very satanic, blasphemous, and a lot of it's like you said, lo-fi is how you would
Yeah,
describe like really shitty recording. And the way the music, it almost puts you in a trance. It almost
it's
puts you in a trance, and you almost feel like you're involved in a satanic ritual
it's one
when
of
you listen
those
to it.
it's one of those genres of metal that's the absolute antithesis of being heavy.
Oh yeah,
It's about being atmospheric.
yeah. Well, this is the reason I say it's controversial. There's a million types of black metal.
It doesn't even have to be. Here's the
There's the
thing.
purists that are gonna sit there and tell you,
It's like they don't.
"What the
Damn,
hell is that cat doing,
shaking the table.
dude? This cat is fucking crazy."
Yeah, your cat's weird.
You got your purists when it comes to black metal. Venom started it. Blah 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 blah. Then you got the ones that like
And
the straight out raw bands, like the original bands, like Mayhem and whatever the fuck bands. And then you got your people that like uh, more accessible, I'll say, bands like Behemoth and shit. They would call black metal, and now we're getting to a whole other style of music. It almost seems like, and they still call it
yeah.
black metal.
Well,
Then you
see,
got your people that think like Cradle of Filth is black metal. Cradle of Filth is like gothic metal. You know,
it's
we
like
can
industrial.
yeah. I'd call it like gothic metal, but they look like. So anyway, black.
Well, I was
Without
gonna
going
say,
all over the place, black metal is like atmospheric, and it makes you feel like you're involved in like a satanic trance. The way the music sounds, and a lot of it's super depressing, and they're screaming, and they almost sound demonic. That's my
you
description.
you have if you go back to Venom, who they say
Started it.
started black
Venom don't
metal,
sound anything like
they
fucking.
don't even they don't sound black metal. They sound
No.
like a thrash band.
Yeah, because that's what they were,
Yeah.
and they came up with the term black metal, and then a whole nother genre used it.
Well, you know what's interesting?
The
Okay,
band The Possessed came up with the term death metal.
you mentioned Venom, and we were talking about Discharge. Well,
Yeah.
you know, both of those bands, even though they're two completely different genres, both you can technically say uh, ripped off Motorhead.
Venom sounds like Motorhead a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah, I hear that too.
Well, you know who else sound?
Venom is like a heavier Motorhead.
You know who else sounds like Venom?
Who?
And they're like one of the biggest fucking bands in metal.
Who's that?
Take a wild guess.
I don't know,
Starts
man.
with an S.
Slayer?
Yeah. Don't
Yeah, they
don't you
were.
see? Don't you hear some
There was
Venom
a
in
similar
Slayer?
time period. There was a lot of Combat Records was out back then. I'm just naming shit from the time period.
If Slayer didn't take influence from Venom, I don't know who the fuck did.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got black metal, then death metal, and thrash metal.
And what they call D beat, like the drum beat that they say Discharge started. Well, Motorhead, Filthy Animal, their drummer was fucking doing it before them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
because
nuts.
you know that it goes.
Yeah,
Yeah, fucking
yeah,
Motorhead was doing that.
yep. And it's weird, like the discharge, the vocal style and the structure and setup of the vocals is very strange because he'll do like one line and then they'll play music for a while. Then he'll do like one line and say the last word twice or something. You know what I mean? Like this.
Well, who? Discharge?
Yeah, like the structure of the lyrics
Yeah.
is very odd to me.
And not to mention, it's just the same fucking guitar line. It's just.
Yeah, great band guys. They're fucking. We're making fun of the fuck out of them, but no, I'm joking.
Well, they're
But yeah,
legendary for sure. It's just, it's hard to take
they're
them.
very simple. It's hard to take them serious. Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, it's hard to take them seriously because of all the gimmicky bands they influenced
Yeah, it's weird, and the
that
bands.
literally try to be a carbon copy of them. Now, if it would have just been Discharge and that was that, they influenced completely different other shit, then that would be cool.
There's no other genre that I can think of that straight up just copied one band, and it's like everyone in the D beat genre is like basically has like a shrine to them to discharge. It's like they don't have fans; they have copiers.
Yeah.
I mean, there's bands that started all kinds of genres, but that one in particular, it's like very transparent.
They say Discharge actually did influence a lot more than just punk. They influenced metal too.
Yeah, yeah, and they had like a yeah, they had their own shit.
Like I'm pretty sure they were an influence for I'm pretty sure Metallica was listening to them too.
Metallica definitely listened to Motorhead.
Well, yeah, Metallica
They
was
covered like what half a dozen Motorhead songs.
their Garage Inc.
Yeah,
Their Garage Inc. album had like mostly punk on it.
I had a lot of Motorhead too. It had Misfits.
It had
Um,
Misfits, Motorhead, Ramones, Bad Religion. Uh,
yeah, because Metallica said they liked that stuff, but it didn't have enough
yeah.
musicianship to
I
it.
know they were into Venom and uh what was the other one I was gonna say? Oh yeah, Discharge too.
Yeah, man. You guys, you guys may not have had enough time in your lives to sit here and think about all these different genres and subgenres, and so we're here to school you so you don't have to waste all that time like we did. We're here to tell you. You never even heard of fucking Mincecore before you watched this episode. Now your take home is about Mincecore. Um, you know about crustcore and crust punk.
Well, put it to you this
That's
way:
easy to just think about it.
there's a million other different cores and
Some of
genres
them get
out there too.
crusty, and
Yeah.
some of them get whatever the fuck. Andrew McEvoy, ladies and gentlemen, peace, and you have a good night.
Bye.